tell you when that comes through to me. We're not on yet, don't worry. Quarter past. She alright? You what? Oh, warm. I tried to put my glasses on then. Steamed up. Sorry. Yeah, I think, like, obviously we can discuss Halloween this year is a little bit different. And obviously, we've just had the breaking news of lockdown, so we can really push the distraction from it. I've turned vibrate off as well, on whilst it's on silent. Because I don't think it ever has actually shown up on audio, but I'm scared of it vibrating and falling off. It's currently resting on nappies. With balanced up by Sudocrem. That's it. This is what you got to do. It's a hobby. There we go. I can see chat now. We've got a watcher. It's me. What's up? What do you mean? What thing? Oh no. Uh-oh. Okay. Special story thing? Oh, okay. I have got some good real life stories that I've managed to round up on people. None of actual viewers, but have you had any viewers? I mean, Jem put Halloween stuff that she'd done before, but... Well, yeah, I didn't see on Twitter, she put all the costumes that she did. Yeah, she put there's 8 pictures or something. 8 different ones. It's alright, I replied to everything. That's the podcast, I think it was. Did you see my tweets this morning? Yeah, I was just thinking it only takes me 2 minutes, so I need to step up my game on that a bit more. You've got 1 minute 37 according to my screen. Hopefully chat can tell us what's actually happened. Spooky, scary, shivers down your spine. Has Alessa had a good Halloween? It's not Piglet's Adventure place, is it? Where we went? No, near York? Ah. This is that. It's out of the way a little bit. And it is a farm, so. It's got the corn maze and everything. And yeah, it's all. It was there when we were. Are we aiming for an hour and a half? We are nearly live. We're nearly live, sir. Correct. Spooky, scary skeleton. No, just keep doing it. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Do you know, you've had all this time and you wait until now to write there. I'm so glad I turned Vibrate off. My Waffles is just on one tonight, apparently. About lockdown. Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down my spine. I am muted, right? Am I going through?
Hello everybody and welcome to the Wise and Jones podcast. His name is Lee, the Wise One.
And his name is Chris, the Jones One.
And this is a fortnightly variety podcast where we discuss everything from TV to video games, music to real world news stories and everything in between, like Halloween. That rhymed. I like that. We're currently live on Twitch, where the show will be aired every time we go live, and we will be We will be taking questions and thoughts on the topics we discuss throughout the night from people in chat at the end of the show. So please do feel free to get involved. Mr. Wise, how are you? How are you feeling, sir? You look a little bit.
It's been a tough day.
It's been a tough day. It looks like
It's been
it.
a tough day.
It looks like it.
I'm good.
Good.
I guess all is good, right?
I guess all is
Nothing
good.
wrong.
Yeah. Nothing's wrong with the world. This could not be a
No.
more perfect Halloween for 2020, really, could it?
Exactly. I'm
Even-
going to take this off now because my face is melting.
I don't blame you. For those only listening through sort of podcast devices, I would probably advise going to YouTube to watch the video version just to see Lee's costume.
Hang on, I've got an ear out.
He does have an ear out. It's rude and it's offensive.
Hello.
There he is. That sounds better. And the glasses are
That's
on.
better. And I can see. Oh no, I can't. I'm steaming up.
You steamy hot
Good start.
piece of
Good start.
stuff.
Nope, that's not happening. Bye glasses.
Oh dear. Even leading up to so apologies for the lateness of the podcast. Obviously, with everything that's going on right now in England, we're basically going into another lockdown, and we've been waiting for a press conference from the Prime Minister, and it just took ages. So that's
Been waiting for him to actually say it, and we still don't know if he's actually said it.
Essentially, we don't know. We still, by the time we're going live, like fuck it, we'll just leave him to it. So I assume we've been put in a lockdown for next week by now. And then, literally
Sure.
leading up in the intro, one of my bring it to the table items just like spontaneously combusted, essentially, and I just had to quickly redo it all. So
Yeah, he did.
apologies for that, and also
What he's saying
apologies.
is-
Go on.
He left everything last minute, and he's just come on saying, "God, I haven't got anything ready for this podcast."
It's
Can't
true, you
believe
know.
it.
Yeah, never believe anything I say, really. I'm a
Or anything
lying
I say
bastard.
for that matter.
Oh god, I thought, what the hell is that? Yes, also apologies if you were. I'm pretty sure for 4 minutes of that 5-minute intro you could hear Mr. Wise.
I see no reason to apologise for that.
I mean, majority of it was just spooky, scary
Everything
skeletons.
I've ever said in my life is golden.
Retrievers?
Yeah, I mostly talk about dogs.
Yeah.
Retrievers
mainly that.
are my speciality. Yeah.
So, for those listening that maybe aren't able to see it, would you like to describe your costumes there?
I'm currently in a very bloody what would you call it?
It's like a
Like a chemical overall.
yeah, it's like a
Like Breaking
fumigation
Bad
sort
gone
of
wrong.
not fumigation. What's
It's like a fumigation.
yeah, like a fumigation kind of suit. But essentially at the
Like-
moment it looks like a minion's gone on a murder spree.
Pretty much. With a headset on this time.
With a headset
Still
on.
got my hat on.
He
I
has
can't go a podcast without a cap on.
a podcast without
Can't
a
go
cap.
capless.
No, a podcast without a cap is not a podcast worth listening to. That's what I think.
That's the quote of the year, I think. Definitely.
Oh dear. And I am Mr. Bobby Singer from Supernatural, which took, as you can see, a hell of a lot of.
He dressed up
Makeup.
as me.
And I dressed up as Lee essentially. Oh, see, I'm Bobby Singer, so I've got some whiskey, on the go, and just in case Sam and Dean turn up, I do have my books nearby, just in case they call, because you know that's what they tend to do. They just call it
Absolutely.
in appropriate
They
moments.
do.
So
To do.
We've got
They
a
don't
book
give
on-
Bobby enough credit.
no, it is very true. Demonology and Witchcraft and the Book of Forbidden Knowledge,
Nice.
which I
nice.
think is quite. I
Very,
don't know if you knew this, Lee, but
No.
on receiving a love letter that has any particular declaration in it, lay it wide open, then fold it in 9 folds, and then pin it next to your heart. And thus wear it till bedtime. Then place it in your left hand glove, which you do have actually, and lay it under your head. If you dream of gold, diamonds, or any costly gems, your lover is true, and means what he says. If of white linen, you will lose him by death. As if of flowers, he will prove false. If you dream of his saluting you, he is, at present, false, and means not what he professes, but only to draw you into a snare. So
My
just
God,
some,
you just made as much sense as Boris there.
that was pretty much, Yeah. Do you reckon that's what he's reading from? The Book of Forbidden
You said
Knowledge?
it with as much flair as he does, anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, the Book of Forbidden
And
Knowledge.
enough bullshit in between.
Oh,
you
shit,
know.
yeah, written by Boris Johnson, 2020. Oh, God. Didn't know that. You learn something new, don't you?
Beautiful. I'll have to get a copy.
Yeah, I think you should.
Learn a few things. Yeah.
So there, just in case Sam and Dean call up anyway.
Beautiful. And I've just brought toxic waste with me tonight.
He has.
Other toxic wastes are available.
It's very true. Yes, other bullets are available.
Yes.
I can get away with
Back
saying
to
that.
drinking.
Back to
I'll just
drinking.
mention,
Oh, yes.
after the past couple of podcasts, I've been teetotal. But it went well. 28 days.
You did really well.
Average.
I'm very, very proud of you, I must admit. I must admit.
Now I'm taking it easy with the drinking.
Yeah, I think that's the thing with
Obviously.
me. Like, I wasn't able to last the whole of October without doing it, but I did only have 2 drinks in that time, plus this one.
Yeah.
So 3. I had 3 drinks.
I think if you can go a day without drinking at this current climate, I think you're smashing it.
That's also very true. Yeah, I think you're a trooper, a trooper at this stage.
But we've done it.
We've done
We
it.
did it.
It's
We did
something
it.
a positive from this year.
We did it.
We did it.
So Halloween.
It is Halloween. Happy Halloween, everyone.
It is Halloween. It's actual Halloween.
Actual Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
I don't think we've ever done any content we've done previously has always like been before or leading up to it. I don't think we've done anything live on Halloween before, have we?
Absolutely not. No, I think the last time we did a Halloween podcast for Bartat, our old gaming channel, that we didn't we do that like 2 weeks before Halloween?
We did. We
had
did
to
it a
get all
long
dressed
time
up
before.
and everything.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we were
yeah.
proper doing things in advance at that point.
Yeah. Well, we had to.
Yeah, well,
It
we
took
had
us
to,
2
didn't we?
weeks
Yeah.
to edit a video
That's true.
between us.
Yeah, that was hard times, man. But worth it. It was worth it. That was
Yeah.
a good podcast.
It was
I
fun
enjoyed
times.
that. It was fun times. Yeah, like
It's still fun times.
still fun times. Less effort has gone into the dress, but it still works, right?
Yes. Yeah, I've got no sweaty makeup on.
Oh,
just
God.
sweat now.
Yeah, it's
after
just
wearing
sweat.
That horrible rubber mask.
Trying to put any makeup on now would literally just like fall straight off, I think.
Yeah. But it led to beautiful pictures last time we did that.
It did, as we've been putting out on the socials this
So,
week.
Yeah, so for that podcast, I was an undead mariachi because that's the only outfit you could find or something. Didn't you go choose the outfits or something? Or I can't remember.
I feel like
Maybe I thought, I've got a guitar up here. I'll be a mariachi.
I feel like you chose yours and I got mine and Charlie's, I think.
Well, it sounds about right for Charlie.
I mean, we knew that Charlie... I think I went looking for mine, saw the Jesus costume, thought, well, that's Charlie. And then I saw the Beetlejuice one and thought, well, I can be Beetlejuice.
Absolutely.
And it worked. It did work. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. That was a good podcast.
It was a real good podcast, yeah.
I have watched it back since and it was good.
Yeah, I haven't watched it for
we
a
used
while.
to have multiple camera angles, everything on that.
We did, yeah. I mean,
We
it
used
was...
to be able to sit in the same room.
I know. What that was crazy, right? Sitting in the
know.
same room doing
Remember those
something
days?
together.
Yeah.
Now it's more
Like,
technical.
Very close as well.
I know. Now it's more technical and more things can go wrong.
Yes.
And we have to
And it's
rely on
live.
internet and electric staying on. Oh, that's a good point. Electric might go off at some point, but
Oh, that's reassuring.
no, I think we're fine. I think we're good. I think we're good.
It's okay. My phone might fall off my stack of nappies. We're all good.
Stack of nappies. I'm saying nothing else about what is propping that up.
And Sudocrem.
Oh, he said it. He's gone for it. Like I
Yeah.
say, some in Lee's
I'm a
life.
dad. You got to adapt. Adapt and overcome. Survive.
And
As Bear Grylls would say.
he would say that. And cream your naughty bits.
I bet he told his wife that when, like, in the maternity ward.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Oh, it's coming out. Adapt, overcome, survive.
Oh God, and then she punched him in the face.
We found a raw placenta here. Let's give it a nice little...
Oh,
taste.
Lee, no. Oh, well, it is
It's
Halloween, I
Halloween,
suppose.
Chris.
Let's
You're
freak
allowed to
everyone out, shall we?
Yeah, sorry about that. ASMR there.
Ooh,
Yeah.
enough of that.
And so, yeah, Charlie was Jesus as well on that podcast that you did.
Yep.
That we did, sorry. Time before that was, I think, when me and Meg had a Halloween party, wasn't it?
Yes. we
I
had
have forgotten another time, though.
the D&D.
More recently. No, the one more recent. I think the last time we did dress up was...
Oh, last year. No, not
for a
last year.
party.
Year before. End of 2018. Oh, God, yeah.
And I was very topical. I was Grim Reaper, but my head was a Donald Trump mask.
It was.
I was very political at the time.
You look
And
fantastic.
There was a few Trump supporters in the bar, but yeah.
Yeah, there was, unfortunately. But
Robert.
we didn't put any picture of those out. I forgot about those ones.
We didn't. We
got
didn't.
loads
We
of
can
awesome
dig
pictures
those
of
out
us.
after the podcast.
Yeah, and I was Yorkshire Yoda.
Yorkshire Yoda.
Yorkshire Yoda.
Pipe and flat cap.
Pipe and flat cap. It was perfect. And there's a picture of me walking in with my pipe and flat cap, and the Morrison's back. We were drinking it
Stood
just
next to Grim Reaper, Donald Trump, and
Yeah.
the Hulk.
and the Hulk. Yeah.
An inflated Hulk.
Oh God, that was good actually. I
good
enjoyed
times.
that one. That was some good dressing up. Yeah. So yeah, we did that. We had the D&D where we were dressed up. Obviously,
That's true. Well,
you weren't.
you guys were dressed.
Yeah, you had a towel.
What does a dungeon master look like? And what can I do it in the next 5 minutes? I've got a towel and some leftover makeup from the year before.
It worked.
It did work. It was a brown cloak. It worked.
It did work.
What was Charlie? I got a feeling he was Jesus again.
He was Jesus. Basically, yeah, it's just Jesus
Yeah,
whenever Charlie's involved.
he is a living embodiment of Jesus.
Yes, yes, he is. It certainly was when I met him.
Principles,
Anyway,
morals. Yeah.
everything. I was an old mad professor.
Yeah,
Went
that
by,
was
I
it.
can't remember what
That
my
was
name was now. Oh no, I can't remember. But yeah, I was like an old mad professor that had essentially caused Chernobyl, and didn't work ever since.
That was it. I remember now.
I was a genius, but I was mental. And then we had Ronnie Pickering, of course.
Ronnie Pickering, of course. That was it. That was him, D&D character. That was an epic D&D.
That was an epic D&D session. My God, that's some
Yeah.
old references there.
That is. But the time before that as well was
Your party.
my party, which is what we did put a picture of. So you were Billy the
Yes.
Puppet,
I was.
and I was a very badly done Bane.
You were-
I shaved all of my chest hair for that.
I remember you doing that. I remember coming out, it's like, Chris, I shaved my chest hair. I was like, oh, cool.
And I actually had to wear a bald cap back then.
I know, because you did have some hair then.
I did have a floof of hair, yes.
Yes. And you stayed in character pretty much all night. I loved it.
I did.
Even when I was leaving, because I wasn't feeling very well, so I was like, I'm leaving.
born in a dark.
It, wa-
That just looked like I was being sick on camera then.
it did actually, yeah. Is that why you got that there, just in case?
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
But yeah, I was going home and I was waiting outside to get picked up, and you just appeared from the door. I was like, Chris, where are you going?
Come and get another drink.
Surely there's time for another drink. I was like, no, dude, I'm going to be sick.
Yeah, that was good times.
Oh, it was good times. So yeah, that
Yeah, because your dad picked you up, didn't he? And
yeah. And then I was sick on the way home.
I still stayed in character though with your dad.
You did.
Hello, Mr. Jones.
It didn't even know what was going on. It's like, oh, hi.
No, he will not have had a clue who I even
Oh, he
was
didn't.
supposed to be.
He's not aware of Bane
No.
or... I mean, he's aware of Batman, but...
Yeah, everybody's aware of Batman. I actually had that as a question that I was going to ask on a generic podcast. Is like, who's the most iconic superhero? Sorry, I know this is leading away from
That's a good
Halloween,
question.
but I had this on my mind.
That's a
And
good question.
I think
actually.
it's Batman.
I think
Some
it's...
would say Spider-Man.
I mean, it's definitely Spider-Man, Batman, Superman. In terms of like
Hmm. Yeah,
what you initially think of, it's those three,
It's not,
really.
it's not the Falcon, is it?
No, who?
Or Vision, you know.
Yeah, no, it's definitely
I'd say
definitely
Batman.
those three. I would maybe not that he's my I prefer Batman, but I would probably maybe just lean towards Superman. But I don't know, just because he had a bigger kind of presence, like
Just
with
because
films in the 50s.
just because he had a
and
big
60s.
S on his chest.
He did, which
Don't know what
obviously
kind of S that was.
stood for salty, because he was just always really bitter about stuff.
Salty semen.
Salty gamer. Oh, okay, I was going to say salty gamer boy, but we can go.
I mean the people on the ships
Oh yes, of course,
because they're
you
in
do,
the
yeah.
sea all the time.
And it's
That's
salty.
So yeah, I think we've cleared that up there.
We have
Thanks
cleared
for
that
just
up.
going on with that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was just something on my mind. um,
So
We
generally
did,
speaking, Halloween, I think we're well. You're more of a fan of Halloween than I am as a concept, but we both
think so.
definitely enjoy the dressing up part and like the parties.
yeah, it's a bit of fun. It's
Yeah.
a bit of fun.
It is, yeah, definitely. The whole trick or treat thing, I'm not. Do you know what? I'm one of the. Obviously, I went trick or treating as a kid, but I did not do it that much because even as a kid, I wasn't a fan of it. There was just something about it that I didn't enjoy. I didn't like going to strangers' houses.
Yeah, I must admit. I mean, I was a shy kid, like through primary school especially, which is when you sort of spend most of your time going out, isn't it?
Yeah.
On Halloween, trick or treating. I think I did it every year.
Really?
But there was only like one outfit I could remember being, and that was a Frankenstein that my dad threw together like last minute as well.
Right.
Because bless him, I mean, you know, I'll never judge my dad, but yeah, as far as things like that went, it was like, oh shit. Right, okay, hang on, I've got my old jacket somewhere, my old tweed jacket, or something, and then I did get like 2 of them fake bolts.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And stuck them to my neck. And I think oh, that was it. The jacket had the like 80s shoulder pads on them.
Ah, nice. I like it.
So that sort of made me look broader. So in retrospect, actually, it was a pretty good outfit. And I think I had like the line on my face that I think was just permanent marker at the time.
Okay.
Or biro.
Probably, a Bic.
Probably biro, yeah. It was just a Bic.
Yeah.
And then some smaller Bics snapped in half to make a stitch.
Yeah. That sounds pretty cool, to be fair.
So that was like the only one I can remember doing.
See, when you started that, all I could think of was Homer in The Simpsons making that costume for Lisa last minute. The Florida costume.
It was like, yeah, bless him. But he tried, and I still managed to go out and get a lot of sweets.
And that's all that matters.
Yeah, for the life of me, I think I must have been like a vampire one year, because they were all the rage, weren't they? Like the fake fangs and
yeah.
Just get a bit of blood around your mouth. Simple, innit?
I'm pretty sure I did that one
collar
year as well. Yeah. So that's the thing. I did it so little, like as a kid. Oh yeah, I did it so little as a kid that I'm pretty sure I did that. But apart from that, I have no recollection of anything. Like I'd literally finished by the end of primary school. I'd finished with like trick or treating and Halloween and stuff. And then the only time it happened was like during primary school. A mate had a party one year. I think I'd been about 14, and I dressed up. I say dressed up. I literally just got a Jason mask, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember if I did that sort of in my late teens or anything.
Yeah.
Actual drinking parties as Halloween. I probably did, but
I can
and
only
there's
remember
probably
the
a
one.
reason I can't remember.
Yeah. Well, this is it. There's nothing that memorable.
That was an echo.
What was it?
That sounded really echoey. You putting your drink down or something?
I just knocked it. Did you hear that? All right.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I didn't even put it down. I just knocked it across the table. Oh, I do apologise, people.
It sounded like a save moment, in a game, like when you enter a new area and you're like, you're like a Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
You walk into a new area and you get that little.
Maybe I could be a sound effects guy.
That's it.
I mean, it's got to be better than. I mean, it does sound like World War III outside right now, so I hope that isn't picking up. On the
you're still repping the fireworks in the hood.
Oh, it's. I mean, this is the worst night. It's just going insane.
Because everybody knows you have fireworks on Halloween.
Of course, yeah.
And the 2 or 3 weeks leading.
The 2 or 3 weeks leading up to Halloween, and then there's bonfire night, which I imagine people aren't even going to do fireworks because they've run out.
No, they'll be carving pumpkins then.
Oh yeah, no, Charlotte will be putting
stockings up.
Yeah, I'm going to say the Christmas trees will be coming up next. Oh dear.
That's a theme for another podcast.
That is a theme for another podcast. Well, maybe next year.
At the back end of December. Yes.
Next year. So yeah, Halloween can be fun.
I like it. It is just a bit of fun if you make the effort. I think if you don't, there's one thing I don't say I hate it. Hate's a strong word, but I don't get when you have like a Halloween party and someone turns up either with nothing at all, they just turn normal, or with just a t-shirt with a pumpkin on it. It's like have a little effort.
Yeah, I know. I agree. I absolutely.
I think
agree
the more
effort
you put in, the more fun you get out of it.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it as well. I like whether you spent ages literally kind of doing everything yourself, like literally making your costume, or just at least buying something substantial and just making a little bit of an effort. But yeah, the people that just turn up as not like I'm quite a firm believer with a Halloween party that really you should be getting dressed up as something that is kind of spooky or scary or something like that. When you get people coming dressed up as like a pencil or just things like that, I don't really get that. I feel like that's more of an American thing. Like when I was trying
That's
to
more
research.
like it's a birthday party and we're doing dress up, or like a New Year's Eve party or something. Where
Yeah.
you're dressing up.
A normal yeah, exactly, like a New Year's Eve party or an actual fancy dress party. Obviously, of course, do whatever you want. But I was searching, trying to think of ideas of what to do tonight, and putting like Halloween fancy dress ideas. And the amount of stuff that just had nothing to do with like Halloween, that was just general dressing up. I was like, well, that's not. I don't know.
Like a cowboy on a horse. It's like,
Yeah,
what?
a minion. That's not unless you with blood.
I look close to a minion.
Yeah, I mean that's fine.
You don't know. I'm actually wearing blue suspenders. They're actually underneath the yellow. That's all.
Oh, are there? For a minute there, I thought you were going to say you're actually wearing the skin of a minion. That's why it's all bloody.
Well.
Oh dear.
Let's just say Gru's unhappy tonight.
Oh no.
Poor minion.
As if 2020
Can you
couldn't get
imagine
worse.
zombie minions?
Oh god. I'm surprised that hasn't been brought into like some kind of gamers DLC yet. Like Plants vs
True.
Zombies and it's minions.
Or Fortnite.
Or Fortnite, yeah.
Everything just goes into Fortnite.
It probably will come into it at some point, I imagine, or into some gaming franchise.
You could make such a good like horror film using zombie minions, but like a real life film,
Yeah.
Not animated.
Oh, okay.
And using sort of realistic looking minions.
Well,
that'd be horror on itself.
Well, minions are real, right?
Oh.
You can just go get some actual minions.
Well, there we go. Now we just need to create some sort of virus that's going to fuck everybody up. I mean, like a zombie one, obviously.
Okay.
That's already been done.
I think we might be sorted for
that. Yeah. And just, release the minions on the general public. And
release the minions!
They would be scary as hell. Imagine like a horror film. You just look down the street and there's like 100 minions.
Oh, okay, that would be.
But they're really
creepy.
fast.
Oh god.
Like little minions.
And like even more high pitched than normal. Oh god. Or maybe deeper voices. That'd be. Oh, that does sound freaky. I'm not sure I like that.
Yeah, like slow. Yeah.
I don't know what's scarier, the
thought.
idea of a minion doing it or you doing it.
Just me as a zombie.
Just you as a zombie. That's my worst nightmare anyway.
I think I'd be a good zombie.
I've seen you in some zombified moods before. After a night
You've
of
seen me
drinking.
at Sandwich, right?
Yes, I have.
There you go. Just imagine it's a neck.
Oh god.
Because zombies go for necks, not vampires.
In fairness, they do. They do tend to like bite. They do rip like throats out and stuff, don't they? So
maybe zombies are vampires. It's all been a lie about vampires looking pretty all this time.
Are you suggesting a vampire conspiracy?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Okay.
I believe I'm right.
I mean, there's definitely someone out there that will probably, one of the tinfoil hat brigade will be writing this down right. Oh my god, he's right.
Yeah. Just think about it. Zombies, they don't die.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really age. They just fall apart.
Well, it's a different type of aging, isn't it?
If you see one in the mirror, you're dead. I could go on, but I'm running out of options, so let's not.
I think it's a good
anyway, I'm just throwing
that
that out there, okay?
Yeah.
I'm just a creator of this. You need to actually do the research.
Yeah, you've teed it up for everyone.
That's not my job.
You've teed it up for everyone. It's up to the other people then to go and bat it out the park.
Exactly.
Simple.
I'm doing what all game developers do. Somebody else come up with the idea and then just copy it.
God,
that's a separate topic.
That is a separate topic.
So we asked people on social media about their actual personal stories of things that have been a bit spooky or a bit freaky that have actually happened to them or someone they know.
Okay.
As far as their own stories, haven't we?
Yeah.
And I mean, I've got a few.
Okay, good.
It's mainly from relatives.
That's fine.
I don't know about
fine.
yourself.
I haven't got anything, unfortunately.
No.
We all live very quiet. I mean, apart from like personal, like my own personal ones. But
yeah. Well, come on then. I want to know what's this like spookiest thing that's ever happened to you.
So it's one that I've told you this story before, and I think I said it on a stream before. But I've not really encountered anything too weird, really, in my lifetime. But when I was probably about 15 or 16, I was in my house alone. I think my parents were away for the weekend or something. So yeah, I was just sat at home watching TV, and I had a dog at the time.
As you do.
Just as you do. This was like about 10 o'clock, half 10 at night or something. And my dog was sat in the room with me, and my dog was really a very quiet, well-behaved dog. It wasn't one of these that would just go around barking at anything. You know, it wasn't like one of these crazy dogs that goes running up at the window and stuff if he hears a fly farting outside. So it was just
that's some special hearing.
It is some special hearing. So he was just sat there really still, and then all of a sudden he just got up. I heard that. He just got shot out of the room into the hallway, and just stood still and was looking towards the kitchen, just barking. I was like, "What the hell is going on?" So I went out, looked, and there was nothing there. Light wasn't on in the kitchen; it was dark, but there was definitely nothing there. So I walked through the hallway, went through the door, and as I went through the door, I felt this really cold kind of chill. Just as I went like under the door frame and everything, just felt this sudden chill. And I kind of quickly got into the kitchen, turned the light on. It was warm, so it was literally just as I walked under there. My dog then followed me in, turned around.
Is that because you pissed yourself?
It could have been, amongst other things. My dog then turned round, was facing the doorway, and was still barking. And you know when dogs get proper like the hairs on the neck kind of like stand up.
Yeah, like scruff of the neck stand up and the back.
Yeah, and he was still barking. I was like, okay, this is really freaky. This is weird.
That is
and
weird.
he did it for about a minute, and then he just he calmed down, and then he came over to me and were like kind of wagging his tail. I was like, okay. So then I walked back through, and there was no chill. There was nothing. There was absolutely nothing there. Didn't feel anything. So I just ran back into the living room, got the dog to come with me, shut the door, put all the lights on, and just left it at that.
Jesus.
And that were it. That was just really weird. I'm sure
that's pretty spoopy.
Perfect explanation to it, I'm sure, but the fact that it was my dog barking, they say that, animals are meant to sense things that humans don't. The cold chill, the cold spot, it was just all a bit weird.
I don't like that about dogs.
No, they know too much.
Yeah, they do. But I mean, you have told me this before, but and we have come up with possible theories of what it could have been. But yeah, it's just that thought of like, what if? But yeah, dogs are freaky on their own.
Yeah,
my dog is a little shit for this. Middle of the night, it could be anywhere between sort of 11 and 4 in the morning or whatever. It's only every so often, but I'll just wake up to this like blood chilling howl, and it's proper like a wolf.
Yeah,
and when you're waking up to that is one of the freakiest things ever.
I agree,
and I know
what you mean.
It just shocks me up. Like I'm just straight awake, and I'm kind of don't want to look around the room, but I always do.
You're just worried.
I'm always checking.
Yeah, definitely.
It's so stupid, but it's like, is that just
dreaming
freaky about his howls, or is he howling at something?
Yeah, absolutely.
We did start saying it was Meg's grandma coming back, which doesn't help.
No, probably not. No, when you start bringing actual possibilities into it of who it could be, it's that's when it gets a bit weird. I've just thought of something then, which again I think I've probably mentioned to you in past years, but one that my parents have always said to me when I was like a little babby, must have only been like 6 months old or something like that. They put me to bed, and then they came up to bed.
Sorry about that. Someone just rang me.
It's all right. No worries. It's fine. And they both went to bed. They were both awake. And then they both said that they heard a woman's voice from the hallway, the landing, a woman's voice saying hello.
Uh-huh.
And then nothing. But they both heard it. They both heard it at the same time. They said it sounded like the same person. They both heard a woman definitely say hello. And my dad got up and like went into my room, and like, because a 6-month-old baby isn't going to be saying hello in a woman's voice. So
sorry, we might have to just pause this podcast because someone keeps ringing me. And it's about my work, I think.
Oh, right, okay, right.
Rather than convenient.
We'll go on a quick Pause then, guys. We'll be back in a second.
Okay. See you soon.
put you. Hello, guys, and we are back. Sorry about that. I think you got called off to clean something, did you?
Got called off to clear something about work. With everything going on at the minute. So yay!
Good timing.
Sorry about that. Sorry, everyone. Sorry.
Sorry, everyone.
So you were saying something about a ghost.
Yes, so basically my mum and dad had put me to sleep one night, a 6-month-old little Jonesy, and they'd gone to bed. We're both kind of falling asleep, and they both heard a woman say hello from the landing at the exact same time. There was no one else in the house. You? I mean, I was an early developer, so
and a woman's voice. So
that's a weird one. As a kid, I did always have a bit of a creepy, kind of a weird fear of like the landing area.
Sorry, that's not where you're going.
I still have the weird face, Lee, as you know. But yeah, I did always have like a weird kind of feel towards that landing, really growing up. So if there was a womanly ghost in that house, then she wasn't bad.
I know the feeling about London.
Yes,
definitely.
I know which one you're talking about. I think I'm guessing.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
The scariest landing in the world.
Absolutely, yeah. My dad's house is just uber freaky.
It really is.
Yeah, there was times where I were in my room, home alone, and I'd hear creaking of the floor steps.
The floor steps.
Of the floor.
Interesting.
Bell.
I see.
Okay. I can't talk. Of the floor bears. Yep. The Care Bears cousins.
Floor bears. No one wants to get floor bears.
They just live under the floor.
For God's sake.
The floorboards creaked. And I'd be in the house alone.
Yeah.
And that was freaky. But you can see that corridor in the blackout shot thing we did.
Yes, the short film we did, Blackout. The landing it was a perfect place for kind of doing a shot like that.
But that was daylight. Yeah, on the night. My God, my dad's house.
I did not like it.
Because it's situated basically in a wood. So you're surrounded by a wood, and on the other side is just an open field.
Yep.
Where you can see nothing.
Nope.
Except like the outlines of spooky ass trees. That was my childhood.
I would not have enjoyed that. I would have been so
Yeah, no, that was
I'd have been freaked out by that.
Had some interesting moments at my dad's house.
I
mean, most obvious one is my imaginary friend when I was younger.
Oh, Denny.
Who went by the name of Denny. Yeah, he was didn't so much freak me out, he was just my pal.
Yeah.
Dressed in Victorian clothing. He was my mate, but my mum and dad were not so keen for some reason. I don't know why.
I wonder why.
But yeah, I mean, I'd like to say I remember him, but I think it's more from the stories that I'm told.
That you've been told. I think your brother's didn't your brother tell you a lot of stories, things you used to do?
Yeah, my brother remembers it all as well. Because my brother's 9 years older than me, so he was probably early teens. It must have been about 12, 13 or whatever. I'd come back to the house, and my mum I'd be talking about Denny. And my mum would be like, is he coming in for a drink? Playing along with it.
Yeah.
And I'd just turn to her and go, he's not allowed inside.
Oh, for God's sake. That's so creepy.
Like but it turns out in the woods at my dad's house, there used to be a lodge, and that set on fire, and the family died in it in the Victorian era. Because my dad's house is a Victorian stagecoach, or was.
Was there?
Yeah. If you go, well, I don't live there now. If you went out the kitchen window, there was still the trough where all the waste went from where they kept the horses in the stable.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
That was a thing. So Denny, my brother still likes to freak me out about Denny.
Yeah.
Now, thinking back, I'm like, holy shit, I was really possessed
freaky.
by a spirit.
That could have been like a fucking film in itself.
Yeah, definitely. We should make that film.
We should make that film.
So yeah, that was
that
again my childhood.
Who did the research into that lodge? How did you find that out? Was it your brother?
I think it was either my mum or my brother. Yeah.
Right.
See, that's weird, that was only not too long ago. The past 10 years we found that out, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, that
was
was
freaky.
Fun.
Is that? It all adds up.
That's probably the weirdest thing that's involved with me. Yeah.
It's pretty weird. It is. I remember you telling me it, and I was just okay. That's a bit too close to the bone.
For all I know, he's still about.
It could be. I mean, we spent a lot of time in that woods filming.
Yeah, we did.
Oh my god! Imagine if we'd have been filming and caught him on film. I'm going to have to watch some of that footage back.
Oh, please don't. Please don't. That's some Ouija board shit right there.
That'd be weird. That does freak me out. Like stuff caught on camera and in like pictures and stuff.
You never know what's on all that footage that you filmed over the years.
Oh, it's really
You
freak.
could be at a gig and you might just see a spectre just go like across this green. There could be someone in the crowd just staring at the camera.
And they were
like
never
a
there.
Bloodied neck.
Oh god, no!
You didn't realise whilst you were filming.
Nope, don't like
You
it.
pan across and he's just there, staring at you.
Oh, okay, yeah, that would. I've thought about that before.
Don't watch your footage back.
There were once I took a picture when my brother got married on the island of Kos, and obviously took loads of pictures whilst we were out there. And there's one.
Was that just cause?
It was just Kos. You're quite right. Oh, he's still getting the jokes on the Halloween stream.
Oh shit! I didn't think of any Halloween jokes. Damn it.
Oh, I thought you'd be bringing them. But yeah, I took loads of pictures, and looking back at one of them, obviously because it's quite it's a Greek island. We were quite near the beach. There's lots of like dust and specks in the air, so you kind of saw these little specks and things that people call orbs. But there was one particular one that was like completely different to the others, and was like, instead of it being a little one, it was like this massive giant like orb thing. I was like, that's weird. That's really weird. I'll have to find that picture.
Maybe it was a cricket ball, and the reason why you don't remember it is because it's straight into your forehead.
See, I blamed it on the alcohol I drank on that holiday, but it could well have been a cricket ball.
Could have been a cricket ball.
Yeah, me and
cricket
Charlie.
Known for being white.
Do you get white cricket balls?
Oh, you do get white.
In one day.
I thought they were all red.
No, in one day matches you use white balls.
So childish.
Oh, I know.
Childish.
Yes, me and Charlie had an interesting night on the sofa at your dad's house.
Yeah.
That's just reminded me. We managed to. I think so nothing actually happened that night. We just scared each other.
Yeah.
We were.
I didn't help to begin with.
No, you didn't help. That's very true. So this was like this was the first time I'd stayed round at your dad. I'd been to your dad's before, but I'd never stayed over before. And he had an L-shaped like leather sofa, didn't he?
Corner sofa, yeah.
Corner sofa. So me and Charlie were kind of sleeping sort of like on the L shape, but like our heads kind of near to each other, essentially. And just as you'd left the room, you'd said something about, I said, like,
don't look out the windows, and never mind the rocking chair in the corner.
That was it. It's like, what, didn't that used to be your grandma's chair or something? Or you said that it was?
Yeah, it did, yeah.
So we started talking about, like, spooky things like that and making jokes about the chair and things like that. And we'd said something, like I say, we were saying about, like, spooky stories. And then suddenly the dogs started barking at nothing. And I think we heard a creak, like, outside the door. And we just kind of looked to like, I think it's time to go to sleep now. And we just went straight to sleep. Nothing else was said.
Close my eyes. It'll all be fine.
Yep. Close your eyes from the paranormal death.
Telling you, man, that house was something else.
It really was. I knew before you even said to me about like all the freaky shit in that house. I already, as soon as I went upstairs to the toilet, I was like, I don't like this.
Yeah,
I had a weird feeling about that place.
Best part is I said all that shit to you as I went up to bed, and then I'm like walking behind me going up the stairs, and just like, oh shit.
You didn't say that at the time.
Even though I lived, no. That's the thing, though, isn't it? Like, like in your house, are you like usually the one who turns off all the lights downstairs?
More often than not.
And you're the last one up.
Usually, 90% of the time.
Yeah. Do you ever get freaked out when you've turned that last light off and you try and rush to the top of the stairs?
Oh, yeah. I've done it a few times recently. If we've just been watching, because obviously we watch quite a few spooky things, horror things like that. And majority of the time, it doesn't bother me. Like, if we're just going up to bed normally, it's fine. I'll just turn the lights off. I walk upstairs quite normally. But if we've just been watching, like, I don't know, Haunting of Hill House or something. Oh, when we went through watching Haunting of Hill House, I was sprinting up those stairs because you just get this. I mean, it's all trick of the mind and stuff, but it's built up in your head.
Yeah.
But as soon as you turn that light off, you just think that somebody's chasing you up those stairs.
Yeah, it's like that moment when you turn the light off as well. You kind of expect if you're looking in another direction, you kind of expect something, a shadow to appear, like an outline of someone.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to be thinking about that tonight when I come to bed now.
Do it.
So that's great, and I hope everybody watching is going to do the same.
I think it's quite I think a lot of
that?
people do it. I don't know.
Like, what do you imagine though? Like chasing you up the stairs. What is going to be getting you?
Usually, whatever we've been watching.
Right.
Like
to me,
something
it's always
from
like
that.
some sort of like dark, spectral thing with claws, kind of.
Oh, go
might
with the
just grab
claws.
your ankle as you're getting up.
Yeah,
You know.
tends to be that. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like that thing of like sleeping, and like your foot's out of the duvet, and like
Yeah.
something might grab onto it, because it wouldn't if your foot's under the duvet. Your head's outside the duvet, but not if your foot's out there. Nope, you're gonna die.
Yeah, I do that too.
It is
It's
weird.
not just me.
It's so
Yeah.
stupid.
I never think about something under the bed. That's never bothered me.
That's
But
never
just
been-
that,
no. I think that's never
grabbed out of
bothered
bed.
me because I've never had a bed that has had like room underneath. I've always had like drawers underneath, or that's never been.
Yeah, but that's what it is.
But I think it is. It's just things like, growing up. It's everything that you're used to and seen, and because I mean, a lot of
Right.
this stuff is put into children's horror thing. There's all
Oh, yeah.
like stories about the monster under the
Old
bed
wives'
or
tales.
monster in the closet, the boogie monster, and stuff like that. It's
Oh yeah.
I just realised I said
Definitely.
boogie monster, which is a thing from Acclamation,
Monster.
and I mean bogey monster or bogey man, not the boogie monster.
I'm gonna eat your soul. Boom, get down tonight.
Oh, the boogie monster. Yeah, that's a blast from the past.
Yeah.
So yeah, we I think everyone has those kind of weird
Irrelevant
things.
fears.
Yeah. Well, it's like Jax has a thing about like the mirror in the bathroom. She won't look at the mirror in the
Oh.
bathroom because she thinks if she looks
So
in, then
Some she won't say Bloody Mary.
yeah. Well, see, this is the thing. Like, I mean, that is ridiculous. Like, I know that if I was to look in the mirror and say Bloody Mary 3 times, nothing's gonna happen. Am I gonna do it? Am I fuck?
No.
Why would?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Just-
Why would you even risk that? you know?
No. It's that and the
No
Bloody
chance.
Mary, or is it the Candyman as well? In that, like, is it Candyman that you might say, or is that a different thing?
Not sure.
I feel like that was a mirror kind of thing, but
Not sure.
Aliens
Yeah,
actually
as
is
my
quite a
brother would
point.
say, yeah. Aliens looking through you at the skylight window, yeah. See, I'm not really scared of extraterrestrial life, but I feel like I should be.
Yeah, I'm not
Um,
now. I went through a stage in my early teens where it really freaked me out because I watched too
Really?
many. I always used to come home from school, and for
You
some
watched
reason,
Independence Day too much.
I put yeah, no, even worse. I put the Discovery Channel on, and whenever I came home from school, that was like extraterrestrial time, and it had like real life stories and all these things, and I started to get this thing in my head of like, is it like 3:30 in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning, which is always meant to be the time for things to happen, and then I started waking up at that time. And it really freaked me out, and I went through like a couple of months of just being terrified of all things like UFO and aliens and stuff. It were, yeah, bad times. I do actually have an unexplained kind of UFO thing that didn't really freak me out,
Okay.
but it was kind of
Me
like,
too. But
what was that?
You go.
Yeah, Hugo the alien.
You go.
Yeah, no, I was looking out of my bedroom window. This is going back like maybe 10 years or something. And from my bedroom window, it kind of looks across the road to the houses, across, and then there was like a tree line above there, so some quite high trees. And there was this really bright light in the sky, quite a sizable one. So it either looked like it was something massive far away, or just something that was maybe a little bit closer.
Was
like
it the moon?
Well, so I went through every part. I was looking at it, and it wasn't moving. And I thought, that's either a really bright star, or maybe it's one of the planets or something. And I was trying to see like positions of the planets at that time. And I was just looking at it, and then suddenly it just moved upwards. Just a little bit, and I was like, what? And then it just flew off. Like, zoom. And that was it. It was gone.
How old were you at the time?
I'd have been, at that point, 14, 15. So old enough to, like...
So we didn't really have drones or back then either.
Nope. Oh, no. But it's way before, like, possibility of drones being about. It definitely wasn't a plane, because they don't do that. It wasn't a helicopter. Because at first I was thinking, maybe it's like a helicopter kind of like hovering around an area and then it moving. But helicopters don't suddenly just go, woo. So I have no idea. That was completely...
TIE fighters that do that, Chris.
Gotta get Charlie's.
Right. Wow. Yeah.
Well, yeah. What about yours?
Yeah, aliens. So it wasn't me, and it's interesting that my brother brought up the aliens thing because I know he is 100% freaked out by aliens.
Okay.
Like E.T. used to scare the shit out of him. To be fair, E.T. freaks me out.
As a child, it freaked me out.
He's a freaky ass little dude.
He is a freaky ass little dude.
I've asked both my mum and dad the same question, and they both actually said the same thing.
Okay.
That they were on holiday in a caravan site somewhere when my brother was a baby. Obviously, I wasn't even a glint in my dad's eye at this point.
Okay.
And my brother was a baby, and they were in the caravan one night, and then next thing you know, the caravan was surrounded by light, like really bright light, and it was like shaking.
Wow, really?
This sounds like your basic, like alien abduction, doesn't it?
It does.
It was shaking. My brother was crying.
Right.
And then, if I recall correctly, they started going towards the room. Then the lights went, and my brother stopped crying.
Oh.
And they went in, and he was asleep. So that's some freaky ass shit.
Okay,
I'm pretty
that's
sure
weird.
my brother is an alien.
We've had this discussion many a time.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's really
no,
weird.
I haven't. Chris is watching.
I know he is. I mean, we've had this discussion with him.
Weird, isn't it? for them both to say it so like.
See,
like, dead to rights.
This is
that
it.
Happened.
Like one person telling a story, you're just like, well, it could be. But when it's at least two people saying the same thing, and I can't imagine
these two people who would very happily discredit what the other one has said.
Yeah.
Because my mum and dad aren't together anymore, but they would quite happily
say the same thing about that story.
But yeah, for them both to actually say, no, that actually happened.
That's really weird, is that? That's proper unexplained.
That is weird.
Like, how do you begin to... Like, I'm sure there are people out there that will be able to, but how... I don't understand that.
God knows. It could have been maybe a big truck, like a car with the big lights. They could have been pissed. They never mentioned if they were drinking or not.
See,
it could have been a big
point.
truck, lights that would make the caravan shake a little bit.
Yeah.
Would wake my brother up, make him cry, and then when it's gone, he would stop crying. Maybe. I don't know.
Were there other, like, caravans around, or, like, other cars or anything else around at the time, or was it just them?
I think no, they were in like a haven place.
Oh, like one of those?
Yeah, like one of those sort of resorts.
Ah, okay. Oh, that's even weird. I'm guessing no one else sort of said.
They said nobody else was like out and about. But my dad vividly remembers looking out the window and seeing just like a really bright light. Weird. That is weird, isn't it?
Maybe it's a like super over the top haven security.
It's just a guy with his flashlight.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Turns out my dad was they were just both heavily on drugs.
Yeah.
And he was just a guy with a flashlight. You alright?
And your brother was just having a bad dream at the time.
That's it, yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Just, my fucking parents.
We don't know how to begin to explain that, and we just have. It's perfect.
Yeah. There you go.
Big Jim from security.
Beautiful. Big Jim.
Big Jim. Right then, sir. I'm, an hour into this. Shall we get into the first bring it to the table topic?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to go first because this is something that I'm going to keep coming back to during this during the podcast. Hope maybe we'll have 3 visits here. So, have you heard of the Hunger Games, sir?
I certainly have.
Yes, I'm sure everyone is aware of the Hunger Games, and where you have two people from each district, basically.
I've read all 3 books. Have you now?
Oh, there you go. See, he knows what he's talking about. I've only seen the first film, and that's it. But I know the premise. I know what it's about. I know what's kind of going on, and it's basically a survival kind of, battle to the end kind of thing. Have you ever considered what a Hunger Games would be like with horror characters?
That would be epic.
Well, tonight, sir, I bring you Horror Hunger Games, featuring from District 1. We have Dracula and Wendy the Werewolf.
Oh, shit.
District 2, we have Zack the Zombie and Warren the Wendigo.
Wendigo, nice.
District 3, we've got Freddy and Jason. Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees, of course.
Classic matchup.
I know, right? District 4, we have Sam and Dean Winchester.
Nice.
District 5, we've got Chucky and Billy the Puppet.
Chucky, oh my god. What a team.
District 6, we've got Annie Wilkes and Norman Bates. 2 very disturbed individuals. District 7, we have Leatherface and Pinhead.
Nice.
District 8, we have...
You would not want to struck his head.
Oh, no. District 8, we have Hannibal and Michael Myers.
It's an odd one.
So this is the thing that was happening. I had planned this like a week ago, then thought, right, on the day that I'm going to do this, I will do it a couple of hours in advance, which I did. I then didn't realise that by going off of the webpage and going back on, it just reset everything. So I literally had to do this really quickly before. So it was better set out, I must admit. So yeah, we've got Hannibal and Michael Myers working together, which, of course, it works. District 9, we've got Frankenstein's monster and Pennywise.
Nice.
District 10, we've got Alien and Predator. District 11, a bit of a controversial one, but we've got Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer.
Okay. Jesus.
And District 12, we have Reagan, the girl from The Exorcist, and Ring Girl.
Reagan?
Yes.
That was her name?
That was her name.
Emily or Abigail? Okay.
No. And then, the girl from The Ring. So, Ring Girl. We're going to call her Ring Girl.
Freaky ass bitch.
So, that's who we've got.
Okay.
As the tributes stand on their podiums, the horn sounds. Jeffrey Dahmer runs away from the cornucopia. Frankenstein's monster runs away from the cornucopia. Zack the Zombie rips a mace out of Predator's hands. Hannibal runs away from the cornucopia, as does Jason. Pennywise takes a spear from inside the cornucopia. Wendy the Werewolf, Annie Wilkes, Dracula, and Freddy run away from the cornucopia. Pinhead sets Ring Girl on fire with a Molotov.
Holy shit.
That has escalated very quickly.
Fuck for that. She's one freaky ass bitch.
Oh dear. Reagan runs away from the cornucopia. Sam rips a mace out of Ted Bundy's hands.
There's a lot of mace ripping.
There is a lot of mace ripping. That's the only problem with this.
There's a lot of mace ripping.
Just the image of this, I think, is brilliant. Billy the Puppet runs away from the cornucopia.
Cycles away.
Cycles away, surely, yeah.
Yeah.
Alien grabs a backpack, not realising it's empty.
Oh, you shit bastard.
Warren the Wendigo runs away from the cornucopia. Oh, wow.
Classic Wendigo.
I know. Norman Bates strangles Michael Myers with a rope.
Oh, I was not expecting that.
I wasn't. Leatherface runs away from the cornucopia. Dean stays at the cornucopia for resources. And Chucky runs away from the cornucopia. So, Day 1 is in progress. Warren the Wendigo is unable to convince Annie Wilkes to not kill him. Warren the Wendigo is dead.
Oh, shit.
Freddy Krueger overhears Ted Bundy and Chucky talking in the distance.
Hang on, can I place a bet who's going to win?
Yes, do it.
I think Chat should place a bet who's going to win as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for... I think Leatherface has got this.
You think Leatherface is going to win? Okay.
Yeah, Leatherface.
If anyone else in chat wants to say who they think is going to win, place your bets now. Okay. Jeffrey Dahmer chases Hannibal. Zack the Zombie sets an explosive off. Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Killing Sam, Alien, Jason, and Regan.
Whew. Thought it was going to be Leatherface. That's fucking hell. That's quite the...
That's a start, isn't it?
Yeah.
Zack the Zombie knows what he's doing.
Zack the Zombie. Out of nowhere.
I know. Pennywise, Norman Bates, Wendy the Werewolf, Leatherface, and Dean hunt for other tributes.
Oh, working together.
Yep. Pinhead tends to Dracula's wounds. Frankenstein's monster is unable to convince Predator not to kill him. Frankenstein's monster is dead.
I mean, that's typical Predator.
It is typical Predator. Billy the Puppet constructs a shack. I just want to point out at this stage, I have not read any of this, so this is all new to me.
I've got such an image. Billy the Puppet would just like a builder's belt on him with his hammers in it, and he's just
doing a shack.
with his little planks. Oh dear.
Oh, it's brilliant, isn't it? So we've got votes for Chucky, Pennywise, and Dean. Okay, this is good.
And Leatherface.
So, end of day 1. 8 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Today we've lost Ring Girl, Michael Myers, Warren the Wendigo, Sam, Alien, Jason, Regan, and Frankenstein's monster.
They will all be missed.
They will be missed. Night 1. Annie Wilkes receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor.
God, that was day 1.
I know.
A lot of shit's happened in day 1.
Ted Bundy passes out from exhaustion.
I'm not surprised. Rapey bastard.
Ooh, Jeffrey Dahmer defeats Dean in a fight, but spares his life.
Oh. I feel that's going to backfire on him.
Yep. Sorry, I just read the next bit. Fucking hell, hang on, sorry. Ooh. Norman Bates, Freddy, Chucky, and Billy the Puppet tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood.
So I hide them all in a room.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Oh, me too.
Zack the Zombie starts a fire. Oh, for God's sake, this gets better.
I mean, he's got to stay warm
It's got to stay warm.
after all that murder.
Dracula, Predator, and Leatherface cheerfully sing songs together.
What does Predator sing?
I don't know. In Leatherface, we've got Dracula would be
I'm glad he's
alright.
working together, Predator and Dracula. Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd just do a lot of rhyming with numbers, wouldn't he?
That's very true. Pennywise receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor.
Oh.
Pinhead poisons Wendy the werewolf's drink. She drinks it
Uh-oh.
and dies.
Wendy the werewolf.
Hannibal goes to sleep.
Fucking Hannibal. Classic Hannibal.
Classic
again.
Hannibal. So, end of night 1. I am going to leave it there for now, and I will return to that later in the
Oh
podcast.
shit! I need to know. I need to know.
I love it. I love it.
Okay. That is great. Is that a website? Is that?
Yeah, it's just
thing
there's
you
a
can do?
Hunger Games simulator, so you can literally just put whoever you want in it, and it simulates like a Hunger Games style thing.
That's amazing.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
Oh, I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
You can even like add your own
All
pictures
day.
to it, and it's
What?
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Who needs Jennifer Lawrence? Eh?
That's very true. When you have a simulator.
It's true. It's true. I've Jordan, I thought of one more spoopy
Oh, another spoopy.
that's happened to me.
Okay.
Happened to me and a couple of my good friends.
Mm.
And we were out camping at my mother's house when she lived quite far out in the country.
Okay.
And we decided to pitch a tent in the garden because that's what you do and have a few beers.
Yeah.
When we'd all was said and done, we were just sort of falling asleep.
Mm-hmm.
This is also the night I thought I made myself blind and just accepted it.
Okay. Sorry, just
Okay,
apparently I did
I
a
shall probably
fart.
elaborate on that.
Yeah.
So
What?
I had my whatever phone I had back then, probably a Samsung Taco or a Motorola V3 or
Yep.
whatever. We were all like, it's got to that point when you're out camping with friends or whatever, or you're doing a stay over,
Yeah.
and you run out of things to say, so you just kind of lay there.
Yes.
And then every so often, one of you says something
Yeah.
or farts.
Yep.
It
And
was
then
at
that.
that stage, at that point of the night,
Okay.
and I had my head on my pillow, covering one eye. The
Right.
other eye was staring at my really bright phone, which back then there was no like dimmer
No.
of the LED screen.
It was just pure light.
It was just pure
Yeah.
bright white, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And and I came off it to like sit up, for whatever reason. And at that point, I realised I can't see. I mean, it was pretty dark,
Right. Okay.
but I couldn't see out of my right eye completely. It was completely like just dark.
Okay.
I was like, I ran through it in my head. I tried to keep calm. I was like, okay, it's all right. I'm just going blind in my right eye. You can live with that. Lots of people go blind in one eye.
Yeah. They still live normal lives.
I actually just reasoned with myself to a point where I was actually quite comfortable with just
With the
having
fact
one
that
eye.
you were blind.
Yeah. So that happened slightly earlier on in the night.
Okay.
Traumatic night already.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then a bit later on, we were all still awake because we're freezing cold in this tent in a damp countryside. And all of a sudden we heard this like sniffing, like right at one edge of the tent.
Right.
None of us had said anything for a while.
Okay.
We all just kind of were like, I was like, Will, did you hear that?
Uh.
And it's like, yeah, I did. And then I just hear from the other section of the tent, I heard it too.
Oh my god.
And then it did it again, and it kept doing it. And we were like, we were trying to be quiet,
Yeah.
like because we didn't want to be eaten.
No, it's quite right
And
as
then,
well. Yeah.
naturally. And then we came up with a plan. We were going to scare it away.
Right.
So we did a countdown. 3, 2, 1, and we all just went, ah! At the top of our lungs. I mean, we
God.
screamed.
Yeah.
And then it went. And that's all we ever knew about this sniffing around the tent.
So you
It
never
was
found out
probably
what
just
it
a
was?
fox. Oh, no. It was quite late, though.
It probably
But,
would have been.
It was either a fox or a badger or something, but at
Yeah.
the time it was scary.
It would be scary
But I can look back and laugh now, but yeah, we were just...
at the time. Oh god, that's
we
awesome.
screamed.
I love that.
But yeah, that was spooky.
Oh my god, what a night! Blind in one eye and maybe
Blind in one eye
ravished by a
and about to be
raccoon.
eaten. Yeah. Could have been a
Oh,
raccoon. Yeah,
Could have
sure.
been a raccoon. You never know.
In the English countryside.
Yeah,
Why not?
they're hiding out there. I know they are.
I mean, yeah, it's true.
That's why you never see them because they're hiding.
Well, that just goes against what I've said, but okay, yep.
Oh,
It was all bullshit, nonetheless.
it was bullshit.
But yeah, I've got a few. I've had a few stories like I say. So I had the one from Mum and Dad about the alien encounter.
Yep.
I've got one from my wife Meg. She
Okay.
told me that both her and her brother used to sit and talk to someone at the end of the bed when they were younger,
Oh really?
and it wasn't their parents.
Oh god.
Apparently, yeah, they used to just they'd sit up and there'd be someone just stood like at the end of the bed.
That
Which
fucking
is some paranormal
that
shit.
freaks me out when it's
Fuck
kids
that.
that are doing it as well.
I know.
Oh,
See, you say about dogs knowing shit.
Kids.
I think kids can see shit too. There's also my mother-in-law. She said, was like times of great emotion that she was like stressed out or whatever, and she'd gone to bed. She could feel the weight of somebody sitting down on the bed. On one
right.
side,
Okay.
which is weird.
That is weird. I've heard people say about that when, like, if you're suffering with sleep paralysis, and like they tend to wake up and they have the feeling of someone getting on top of them
Like,
or
wait,
someone being
yeah.
on the bed. I think
That's
it's quite
weird.
a well-known thing, like kind of like Sexual Demons, which is just an awesome band name. But there's like
It
there's
is.
old like ancient carvings of like people laying down on like, you know, a bed and this like black spirit sort of on top, and there's loads of old.
Really?
So it's like it's kind of a bit of a well-known thing, but I have heard people
That's
talk about that. But
Weird.
it is weird. If I've got sleep paralysis, scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I would not.
Yeah, no, in fact,
Yeah.
somebody said to me the other day, just the mere mention of sleep paralysis increases your chances of having it.
See that?
If someone tells you that that it could happen, yeah.
So we're all gonna.
Everyone's going to sleep well tonight.
Yep, that would just.
Some of us might not wake up.
Is it worth it anyway? Let's just drink.
Just
Oh
drink.
dear, let's just
Everybody
drink.
drink.
Yeah.
We're fine. This year's completely fine.
It's not fucked in the slightest. We are all fine. Everyone's fine. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
creepy. If I just
Oh,
felt
no,
like someone was sat on the
sorry,
bed,
yeah.
that'd be weird.
I just remembered one more actually that my mother told me.
Okay.
From her childhood. Again, it's kids.
Mm.
Apparently, her and my uncle George, she used to help him out on his paper round.
Right.
And there used to be this the railway, like a railway bridge.
Yeah.
So you could drive underneath it, walk underneath, whatever.
Yeah.
And they were near an old house near there. I know where it is. She's told me where it is.
Mm.
And they were. She used to like help him, like if there was one side of the street, she'd go do the other side whilst he was doing it, and he'd give him a bit of the money or whatever.
Yeah.
And at one point, they were by this bridge, and she heard George say, "You go to that old house over there," and she remembers it well, like quite a freaky looking old house that I never went to. And she said, "Why are we going to that one? We never do that one." And she looked at her brother, and he had like the face of like an elf. She said it was like an elf,
What?
like a gnomey elf. So she ran. She was like, "Ooh," and ran
Right.
to the shop where they do the paper round for, and her brother was stood in the shop talking to the guy who owned it.
What?
How
the
weird
fuck?
is that?
Wait.
Tell you, my
So
my family.
I know. So how old was your mum at the time? Do you
I
think,
don't
roughly?
know. I don't know. She didn't say what age, but doing a paper round, I'm going to presume like 8 or 9, something like that.
That
Maybe a little bit older.
okay. That's weird.
That is weird, isn't it? She says she remembers it. He had just like it was like him, but with an elf face.
So would she?
So
Was
there's
it
more
just
to
at that moment where it morphed, or had she just not been looking at his face before that?
She'd just not like been looking, and she'd heard him say it, and then looked. But there's more to it. That very
Okay.
same bridge is where my granddad, on my mum's side, so her dad, during the wartime, he got knocked down by a army truck
Right.
that was passing through, and like sort of, I don't know if it broke his legs, but he had to wear casts apparently.
Right.
And she was saying, I wonder if whatever it was trying to get me to cross the road and and maybe
Same
get
thing.
hit by something again.
Jesus
Which
Christ.
just had me like, oh my god.
That's weird. That's
You could
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's freaky.
I
That is
got
weird.
goosebumps then. That's weird.
Yeah, I did. That's. I
That
don't like that.
There's so much detail to what she was telling me. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So there's that.
See, that's the thing. Like,
My family's weird.
I've never had any experience like anywhere close to that. Like, mine with the dog and the barking and stuff. Yes, it was weird, but it's like I didn't actually see anything or hear anything like that.
No.
But if I was to be in that, oh god, that'd be weird. That'd
That
be
would
really
be
weird.
I mean, it could have just been someone who sounded like a brother, my uncle,
And she just must.
and had a bit of a weird face. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
But like, I know my mum is big into like supernatural stuff. Like she's done seances. She does
okay.
the tarot cards.
Mm.
I don't know if she's ever used the Ouija board, but God forbid, I hope she
A
does.
Luigi board? Okay, yeah. See, I would like to see again, because I'm open-minded to supernatural stuff. I don't know if this was going to be a future question or one of our things or not. But yeah, I'm sort of open-minded to it. But really, I don't think there's ghosts or anything like
I was
that.
going to ask, do you believe in the supernatural side of things?
I not necessarily, because I just like thinking about it. When you really proper sit down and just take note of it all, it doesn't make sense when you think about it. None of it makes sense. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it isn't real. And when there is a hell of a lot of unexplained things out there that happens, So that's why I keep an open mind with it. Like, if I was to see, properly experience something like that, or like someone I used to work with, she said that when she was a kid, she was one of 3 kids and a mum and a dad. They lived in a house that where there was some kind of poltergeist thing in there, and her sister was pushed down the stairs, and she was locked in a room with her brother, and her dad was there. So literally, they all experienced this same shit, and they literally moved out of the house. So, like, her telling me that, I remember her telling me that story, and I got proper creeped out by that. Because the fact that they all experienced it, and it caused them to move out of the house. It is weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's like, thinking about it logically, like, I don't think there is, but there might be. I kind of sit on the fence with it. I would happily try these things out. It's like I said earlier, I don't believe the Bloody Mary thing, but I still don't want to tempt fate. It's like with a Ouija board. I think it would be a fun, well, I say fun. It'd be an interesting thing to do, but I'm also still wary.
Nope. I ain't doing that with you. See, it's kind of like, even thinking that, maybe it is. It can lead, like, you do kind of believe in it then, I guess. Like, I'm the same.
Yeah.
I'm not like... I think it's more the fact that I hate to think that it is real. That's
there is that as well. There is that.
I did hear someone on another podcast recently say about heaven and hell and like the religious side of things, and he says that's what scares me the most, is to think that I don't believe in it, but it is real. So when I do die, I am going to be in hell on this eternity.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many different avenues you can go down with it, isn't it? But I just like when you think logically about certain things, it's just like the whole spiritual thing, and like psychics who claim they can speak to your dead relatives. It's like, well, one, how can you just talk, like, they're not following you around the whole time just hoping that the relatives are going to be talking to you.
Yeah.
It's just that, to me, like, all that side of thing, I don't like. I mean,
I'm not a believer in all that.
Darren Brown did a fantastic thing on that on one of his live shows, and like kind of said what a load of baloney it is, and then he used his kind of like, hypnotic powers and everything, whatever he's got, to kind of do the same thing. But at the same time, he's saying it's all bullshit. It's not real. Your dead relatives are not hanging around just waiting for you to ask where.
He's saying what baloney it is. Then he uses his telekinesis powers.
Yeah. But it's,
which we believe in, so that's fine.
Yeah, exactly. That's absolutely totally normal.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't believe in that side, but yeah, it's just there's so many unexplained things, and like our good friend Charlie says, his stories of the ghosts that used to stalk him, that freaked me the fuck out. And the way he just says he stayed calm with it all, well, he does now. He looks back at it kind of calmly. He went to bed with a knife under his pillow, didn't he, or something?
Yeah, I think that's what he says. Yeah, he's told us before.
But yeah, like things like that, I don't know. I mean, the mind is a very powerful thing, and it can make you susceptible to things and think you're seeing something or hearing something. But I don't know. I'm open to it all.
Your imagination is great, but it's also a hindrance.
It is, definitely. I think that's probably a good way of explaining it. But yes, overall, I would say I don't. But I like it. I like the thought of I like talking about it and watching stuff about it and everything, and certain things do kind of scare the crap out of me, especially like the paranormal thing.
That's what scares me the most, is paranormal. Yeah.
Like monsters and stuff like that. That doesn't bother me at all.
With films and stuff, like I could watch like slasher films or like alien films, monster films. Fine, I might jump, be sort of scared that way. But it doesn't stay with me. Whereas like paranormal films do, that really does freak me the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean exactly the same.
For me, people would say it's ridiculous, but for me, the scariest film I've ever watched, and I've seen it multiple times for some reason, is Paranormal Activity, and that just stuck with me. The first time I watched that, I was like haunted.
I'm with you on that.
It's the pun.
Yeah.
But yeah, that just.
I think that's a good segue.
It was the little things like I mean, spoilers, but like, you kind of accept like daylight as
A safe
it's okay.
time. Yeah.
It's a safe place.
Yep.
It's daylight. But then like there was a scene where it was daylight, and he'd ask her something on the camera, and she just spoke with that like low level of another voice there, and I was like, "Fuck me."
Yep.
So I was like, because you go through each night, don't you? You go through the day, then you do the night,
Yeah.
and the night bits are scary, and you go back to the day, and then the day was scary, and then the night was even worse.
Yeah.
Freaks me out thinking about it.
The thing that freaked me out most about that first Paranormal film is the scene where she gets up and she's just stood watching him for like
Just
3 hours,
stood in it.
and then
Yeah.
then he finds her outside. That really, there's something about that just really freaked me out. Because like I think because it resonates with me, because I remember like sleepwalking as a kid, and like that thing of waking up and being like downstairs trying to get out of the back door and stuff, and I was like, was I sleepwalking or was I possessed by was I possessed by something?
Yeah.
But yeah,
because you have no memory of it.
No, well, no, this is it exactly. So. So is that a good segue into talking a little bit about films? Because I do have something down here when I might bring it to the table.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So like, so Paranormal, that's like
Paranormal
the most.
1 to 3, I thought were really good films and very scary.
I actually like the first.
I enjoyed one to 3.
I'd say I liked them.
They were scary.
They scared me. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I think
in
so.
effect they were good horror films.
Yeah, I thought 1 and 2 were really, really creepy. The third one was good, but you could tell it was starting to get a bit.
What's the third one where at the end she runs outside and there's all the people part of the cult at the door?
That's the fourth one. So yeah.
Okay. I like that bit of the fourth one.
Yeah. So I saw the fourth one at the cinema, and that bit the bit at the end was kind of like, oh shit, but the rest of it was just and then it just went downhill from there. Yeah, I mean the third film had the funniest bit with the fucking the blanket where he's got the rotating thing and it goes back and it's just the blanket there. It's just stood there like,
but
hello.
that camera.
It's very clever.
Was genius.
It was. I agree, because the good thing about those films, it kind of subverts expectations at times. So because it's done certain things at certain points when it happens, you're expecting something. And it doesn't happen, and then like, oh shit,
yeah,
and then something else will happen. So yeah, I think that was very, very cleverly done. That
they were great for that. it's the unknown. I don't like the unknown.
No, I don't.
There's nothing you could do.
I think that is the scariest thing.
If someone's chasing you with a knife, at least you could like throw a brick at the head,
That is true.
or other instruments.
At least if you got weapons, then. You're fine. Before we get into sort of listing in our favourites, one of the things that I brought along is the other week there was a scientific study taken. I don't know if you saw this. It was on IGN. A scientific study has determined that Sinister is the scariest movie ever.
Sinister.
I don't
know. I'm trying to think if I've seen that.
You've told me that you have.
They all kind of blend into one for me.
Sinister is the one with Ethan Hawke, who is the...
Yes. Is that the one with the tapes?
Yes, the tapes.
Yes,
yeah.
I've seen that.
So, the article says, scary can be defined by many things and ranges from person to person. Some people are more scared by the drawn-out, gets-under-your-skin horror found in movies like Midsommar, while others prefer the more in-your-face scares like in the likes of Conjuring or Insidious. But according to Forbes, a scientific study by Broadband Choices determined that no movie, however, is scarier than Sinister.
Interesting.
So the study measured resting heart rates of 50 individuals of different ages while they watched over 100 hours of scary movies. When all was said and done, the study had determined a list of the 35 scariest movies, and Sinister was at the top.
And they all needed therapy.
Exactly. So the rest in the top 10. So we had Sinister, then we had The Conjuring.
Conjuring, yeah.
There was Insidious.
Hereditary?
Yes, that was in 4th. Paranormal Activity in 5th. It Follows, which I've not seen. I don't know what that is. The Conjuring 2.
It Follows.
Not sorry about It Follows. The Babadook, which I've not seen, but Jackson said is quite scary.
The Babadook.
The
I've
Descent,
never even heard of that.
which I
Descent
think,
is a great film.
yep, and The Visit, which I've seen, and that is a very good film. So yeah, essentially based on kind of your heart rate and heartbeats and everything, those are apparently the top 10 scariest movies. But
Damn.
I mean, there's like I say, there's different types of scary, isn't there?
Yeah. I suppose if on average, I guess.
On average, yeah, exactly. So I actually, yeah, I would say that Sinister is actually one of my favourites because I do think it is really. There's a very, very, very dark undertone to that film. Like when he's just sat in his room at night watching those tapes. One,
I agree.
the music that is playing at that time is really creepy because it's kind of like that weird chanting and that sound of like as if the tape's caught, like a dum 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 dum. And I think it just gets that does actually that in itself just gets your heart going.
I mean, music is a very powerful tool.
It is, especially
in any sort of film.
Yeah, definitely.
But in horror, it's like the score can make it.
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, we watched The Shining the other night, and that film is all about the atmosphere. And yeah, it's just I think there's a few scenes where if it didn't have that tense build up of music, well, I'd call it a score rather than music. Cause it's like it's more random than music.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, without that, it just wouldn't be the same. But,
no, definitely not.
So it makes some scenes just so much more harrowing.
It does, yeah. It's like you say, I think it creates that atmosphere and unnerving kind of feel.
I mean, like the opening scene of The Shining is them driving along like a mountain countryside.
Yeah.
You put peaceful music over that, it's lovely. But they have like really daunting, sort of harsh music.
Yep.
As soon as you load it up.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think
it creates this tension.
It does. It definitely does. Yeah. So Sinister is the film where I was watching downstairs when me and Charlie used to live together, and I was going through a period of watching a lot of horror films, and Charlie really wasn't that interested.
No.
But while Sinister was on, he ended up pausing The Witcher to end up watching the film with me. Which is saying something.
Game
the game, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that was saying something. However, I don't know if you've ever seen Sinister 2. One of the worst fucking films ever. Terrible.
Really?
Absolutely terrible. Because the whole thing, like Sinister, it's that thing of you don't actually know what this being is. It just keeps cropping up in in the videos, like it keeps just seeing silhouettes, or like it's in the pool or it's in the bushes. And like he thinks he sees it outside at one time, and that's all you keep getting until like the end of the film, and it becomes clear. But that's what the scariest thing is. Whereas in the second film, you know what it is, and you just keep seeing it, and it's just like, well, it's not scary anymore because I know what it is, and it just loses all.
Like I say, it's the unknown that's the scary part, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely up there. Woman in Black, I think, is a great film.
Yeah, I think I went to the cinema to see that. That was a good one.
I imagine that'd have been good in the cinema.
You're just thinking like it's Harry Potter in a spooky land.
Yes, yeah, but I think there's a lot to it. I've heard because it's a stage show as well, The Woman in Black, and apparently that is meant to be really, really good, like really scary.
Oof. I didn't realise that. Like, I've never thought of like horror as a genre for.
Well, you don't really,
theatre,
do you?
I guess.
But I think they do it they tend to do it in smaller theatres, and like they use the whole theatre essentially to make it like a proper experience.
I mean, the only thing I've had close to that was the Lilo and Stitch ride in Orlando, Florida. I think it was. And they you sat on a seat, and his little fingers used to go outside of your head.
Oh,
and he'd like burp on you, and you'd hear it, feel the breath, and smell it.
Yeah. And then the Woman in Black came out and killed all the kids.
Yeah, that was it. Scarred for life.
Scarred for
Disney
life.
World, I don't rate.
Oh. It's controversial.
No, because of that.
Oh, because of that.
Yeah.
Oh, dearie me.
That's all I had with that, Chris.
Okay.
Yeah, I say Paranormal is a big one.
Yep, for me, that's what I've got down.
And the other one isn't actually a horror film. It's a sci-fi film, but it scared me shitless
Oh,
in
a
different
sci-fi
ways.
film.
What did you say? Sorry,
A sci-fi film.
a sci-fi film.
Okay.
Yes, Interstellar is one of the
See,
scariest
I've never
films I've
seen
ever watched.
Interstellar.
It's a sci-fi film based on things that, well, until a certain point, based on things that could actually happen.
Okay.
And I just find it made me find space scary.
Yeah, I
Like, I'm
imagine
sure
it's
it's been
quite an
done
atmospheric thing.
in earlier films. Yeah, but it's the things that happen, and it's like you hear these things like black holes and like when they fired up the Hadron Collider or whatever it is.
Oh yeah,
Is it
yeah.
Hadron?
The Hadron Collider.
Hadron Collider.
Yes.
And they were saying it could cause a black hole.
Yep. I must admit that
It's
is
like-
actually quite. Yeah, that scares me.
Shit like that is terrifying.
It is
but
terrifying.
it also includes the film Interstellar. Also includes the effects of climate change and shows what could actually happen.
Oh, okay.
More near the beginning of the film, and I just found that terrifying.
Yeah,
I really
no, I
did.
imagine that must be quite
Amazing film.
scary.
Yeah.
But I
yeah,
do want to see that. That is one of the films that I really.
I
do
don't think
want
it's a
to
new
see.
concept, and I'm sure there's other sci-fi films out there that have done it.
But I'd never
previous to
thought
that,
of it
but,
being sort of scary. But I think that would be
No.
quite interesting. Actually,
in that sense. It depends how much you think about it.
yeah, that is true.
But again, that's another film where the score is just there's always like an undertone of, tenseness.
Yeah, I
That's
think
the
that
word.
makes a big difference. That makes a big difference.
Yeah.
What else have we got? So something completely different that I don't think is scary, but I guess it does come under the kind of horror, kind of thriller thing. 28 Days Later. Very
great film.
such a good film. Didn't watch that until this year. But yeah, that was
Really?
fantastic. Yeah, I mean, again, we're going to be saying this a lot. I feel, but like the kind of making you feel really tense in certain aspects. It's like how they're going to get through that bit. How's that going to work and everything. And yeah, like I say, it's not scary, but it's also like you're just willing them to do well, I guess, and you're wanting them to get through it. And it is kind of that, like I say, zombies don't really usually do that much for me, but
they're so fast.
yeah,
That was the
I
thing
think
with
that's the
zombies
thing,
for me.
yeah.
That film.
yeah.
Have you seen the sequel to it?
Oh yeah, I
28
wasn't a big
weeks
fan of that.
The one bit I went to see this film, the sequel, twice in cinemas.
Oh right, okay.
And when the first time I watched it, I shit myself at the bit where right at the beginning, when he's dreaming, Robert Carlyle,
Yeah.
and he sees his wife smiling, and then all of a sudden the face goes like poof, to like blood and no skin.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
That shit me up the first time watching it. So the second time I went to the cinema
Yeah.
with all this surround sound, and that comes on, and it's proper like boom, and I couldn't look. I was just like, I knew it was coming.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that kind
really
of gave me a
scared
little
me.
bit of a yeah, that shit me up a little bit because I think we were eating a Chinese at the time,
Rona.
and it was like, okay, that scared me.
Yeah.
But
Sequel
yeah,
was okay,
it was okay,
I
but
liked
it
it.
was
but
yeah,
it's been a long time since I've watched it.
yeah.
Probably
Yeah, we
like
watched it. It was
at least
early
10
this
years
year.
ago.
We watched it. We watched 28 Days Later, and then I think maybe the day after or a few days later, we watched 28 Weeks Later. And
Yeah.
I don't know. It
The
just kind
28
of
Days Later is so.
so good.
It was original at the time, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, that
For a zombie film.
that bit where the one speck of blood just falls into his
Yeah.
eye, and it's just like,
Onto,
oh no,
Yeah.
and like he knows it, and
What's
it's
it-
just that
What's his name?
Brendan Gleeson,
Brendan Gleeson. I
yeah,
was going to say Glemden Gleeson.
Glendon Gleeson, yes, we all know him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that bit, and you're like, ah, shit. But he knows, doesn't he? And he's
Yeah,
Get
so
away,
sad,
get away.
so sad, but it's yeah, so good. So yeah, something a bit
Yeah.
different from the things that usually kind of draw me into, horror films and stuff. But yeah, I enjoyed that.
Another one that freaked me out unexpectedly was Dog Soldiers. You ever heard of that?
No, yes, I haven't, but Jax has.
Yeah. So, like, it's basically an SAS team in training.
Yeah,
In the English country. Oh no, I think they're in Scotland, and they stumble across these werewolves basically at this house, and they find this house, and they're staying in it. the family comes home and it turns out they were werewolves or whatever. And
Okay.
it's basically them just fending off. It's more of an action horror than anything.
Yeah.
And it's like there's funny parts, a bit like a dark comedy in a way.
Mm.
But the actual werewolves themselves, I don't know why they freak me out. Like,
Okay.
just the way they designed them, they were all like gangly werewolves, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're a bit freakier.
Yeah, that got me
Yeah.
back in the day. I
Um,
I'll probably list off hundreds more, but yeah.
yeah, there's loads here that I've put. I've watched all the It films.
Hmm.
I wasn't.
I haven't seen them.
So I watched the original first, and I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would.
No, because everybody raves on about it.
Yes. It just
I have yet
wasn't
to watch it as
for
well.
me. It was just I didn't like how it kind of ended, and I very much like things to have an answer and a resolution and stuff, and it just didn't. However, Tim Curry as Pennywise is the best. So the remakes, the newer ones, the two films, I really enjoyed because it actually managed to get a lot more story into it over the two films.
Right. Okay.
The Pennywise wasn't as good. It was a little bit too weird.
The new one. So did they remake the original story?
It was the original story. So basically, because
It's not a follow-up.
in the story in the story there's a lot of back and forth to like them experiencing things as kids and then again as adults. And I think them trying to do it in one film, for me, just didn't really. They didn't get a lot. They didn't get a lot in it. I'm getting a lot of dodgy looks.
You getting berated?
I'm getting berated. Yeah, Jack's a very big
With
Stephen
eyes.
King fan. So yeah, it just didn't really do it for me. Whereas the two new films has like one film that is focused on them as kids and one film that is focused on kind of like the current day kind of thing. And for me, that just worked better. So that's not me saying that the original It is a bad film. That was just my kind of personal feeling towards it.
You're allowed to have opinions,
I am allowed to have opinions. That is correct. So
even if they're wrong sometimes.
even if they're wrong, exactly. So yeah, the more recent It's, if they had Tim Curry in it as Pennywise, then it would be like spot on, essentially.
Okay.
So that would
So
be good.
Pennywise was better in the original, you thought?
Yeah.
But the actual new films were better.
Yes.
I'll have to
Yeah,
give them a watch. I
overall.
need to give them a watch.
I think you'd enjoy them. I think you'd like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you'd like it. Yeah, like you say, I could say lots of other things, but yeah, like The Conjuring, The Visit, 1408, which has got.
Oh, yeah.
Is it 1408 or 1408? Have you seen that?
I know what you mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen it, but I know which one you mean.
Yeah. And Carrie. I really
Carrie,
enjoyed
yeah.
Carrie. Carrie was a
was
very
good.
good film.
Yeah.
Again, I wouldn't say scary as
No,
such,
no.
but it's just really good. Really, really good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, so
No,
I
very
won't
true.
mention it. But, I mean, like, moving on from films, I mean, there's loads of series and stuff we could talk about as well, but
Yes.
we'd be here all night, and that's what we're trying not to do.
That's what we're trying not to do. We've already, although in
However-
fairness, we have had complications, haven't we? But
We have had complications, yeah.
yeah, we've not actually been going an hour and 50 minutes.
Scary games, though.
Yes.
I'm not really a fan, for obvious reasons,
No.
because I don't like being scared. But, like, early on, when I was younger, what scared me the most was a demo disc for the PlayStation 1.
Mm.
And it had a game that I loved playing on it, which I'm trying to think what it was now. Might have been Overboard or something like that.
Oh my god, I remember that.
But
I remember
no,
that.
no,
Oh, that's a
that
blast.
was on the original demo disc, like numbers 1 or 0 or whatever.
Yeah.
I can't. Anyway, there was a game on the demo disc that I
Okay.
kept playing over and over again, like you used to do back in the day.
Yep. I still got some of them.
But the main theme of the demo disc was Resident Evil 2.
Yep.
So the loading menu was a heartbeat going boom, 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 boom. And as a kid, I was like, fuck. So I used to. That's how much I wanted to play whatever game it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't that great. I'd put the demo on, go, la, 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 press the demo I wanted to play,
Yeah.
and just wait for it to go away. But I also remember
Aw.
watching my brother playing Resident Evil 2 as well.
Yeah.
and being freaked out by it. Just like, ooh. I think
Yeah.
I think the actual demo of Resi 2 was the bit where you're outside the police station.
Possibly, I'm not
And
sure.
there's like a big fire, and you get your shotgun for the first time.
Possibly.
Can't remember.
Yeah.
But
possibly.
yeah, that freaked me out as a kid. But then playing it again on the remaster or remake, whatever you want to call it, on the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
With Lodge, I was in control of it, but we both shit ourselves like equally.
Really?
And found it really like just being in control of that was pretty scary.
All right. Okay.
It's the whole like you've shot a zombie.
Yeah.
And you think it's dead, but sometimes they're not always dead.
No.
They'll get back up and
that
grab
did
you.
always used to freak me out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I remember.
I think, yeah, that's like one of my scariest moments with a game. Definitely.
Yeah. See, I was like, even though I wasn't particularly into those like, obviously as a kid, you're not really meant to be. But whenever I used to go around to my brother's house, I'd always get to play like games that were a little bit PG and stuff. So I remember playing the first Resident Evil
PG.
1. PG. Definitely PG. I remember playing Resident Evil 1 with him, and first of all, that thing where you're walking down the corridor and you see, or is it you open the door and you see like the first zombie and it just like turns around and faces the camera?
Yeah.
Like you think it's just a person. Yeah. I remember that, like, being scared of that, but not being like, I don't want to watch. I was still there like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then it's either just before that or just after that with the famous dog
jumping through the window.
Jumping through the window. I remember that being freaky. That being scary.
See, zombie dogs scare me more than zombie humans.
Yes, I would agree.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But which Resident Evil game first had the lickers? Because I remember seeing them. It can't have been me playing. It must have been my brother or somebody else.
Are they
the lickers with the they're all just like muscle with the really long tongues and like a big brain head.
I know that they were a big thing in 2, but whether...
I can't remember if it was 1 or 2 that they first appeared in now.
Yeah, I can't remember if they were in 1 or not. I know they're definitely in 2 because I remember there being a big thing. So maybe it was 2 that they came into it, but I'm not. I'm not really big on the whole Resident Evil thing, really. Even though I played it when I was a kid, I'm not really grown up being that into it, to be honest.
No.
But yeah, as a kid, that that definitely creeped me out a little bit. So yeah, I didn't really start playing kind of the more scary horror games till I was like, I don't know, what are we, like 7 years ago maybe?
Yeah. When you were 23?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, because I was just, it took me ages to get into like the whole horror genre, both in films and anything really. I mean, okay, maybe when I was at uni, just like, so maybe when I was like 20, 21, I maybe started dipping into a few scarier games that I wouldn't have usually done.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically all the games that I've put down are all fairly recent kind of things, sort of in the last 10 years, to be honest.
Okay. I mean, I'm still not really into it, but like one of the first ones I got me into that sort of thing was Dead Rising.
Yeah.
And Dead Rising 2.
Okay.
Dead Rising 2 especially. But that aspect, because I love zombies. Like, zombies were all the rage back then, weren't they?
Yeah.
And just being able to play a game with hundreds of zombies. It's not like I found that one a scary game.
But it was a fun game.
The more side of things. And then I'd played games like Alan Wake. That was more
I still really want to play that.
Jumpy. Brilliant game. Can I remember anything from it? Can I balls?
But you told me good things about that game, so I was taking your word for it.
Yeah. It was first time I had to like manage my resources and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Make sure you had enough bullets, otherwise you'd be screwed.
Oh, see, I'm really bad at that. I think that's why I don't get into like the whole Resident Evil thing, because like managing your inventory and stuff, I just don't.
Yeah, see, Resident Evil takes it too far for me.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that personally, but
I'm pretty sure you're like me, like in stealth games and stuff. As soon as things start going wrong, you just
go for
blast the shit out of everything.
That's been me in playing The Last of Us 2, just trying to do everything like as stealthily as possible. As soon as it goes wrong, it's like, oh well, fuck it, just shoot everything that I can. Waste my bullets.
Every time, no matter what game it is.
Absolutely. So I will actually say The Last of Us. I think we can probably put under that bracket of
clickers,
The clickers.
Goddamn clickers.
Again, there's a lot of suspenseful kind of moments in those games, like both the first and the second one. You will find out in the second one.
Okay.
You know, there's jump scares. There's, you know, your typical. I mean, it's such an easy tropey thing to do, but literally just like, you know, opening a locked door like with a picklock or whatever, and just opening it, and then there being something behind it. It's such a simple thing, but it works every time. But it's the fact that they don't do it every time that makes you worry every time you're opening a door from that moment on.
Yeah.
So I think those games are really good for that. Left 4 Dead is fun.
Yeah, see, Left 4 Dead, yeah, again, it's zombies.
You can't really, it's not a scary game.
It's not scary, but when you get a horde chasing it, it's like, oh shit.
It is that kind of thing. Yeah. I think that's it for me.
What they call the hunter? I can't remember.
There's hunters.
Sure, it was a hunter.
Is the spitters in that one as well?
Smokers,
spitters. Yeah.
Can't remember
Boomers.
which ones are in one and which ones it was like chargers.
Boomers. Yeah.
Left 4 Dead. I love Left 4 Dead. Need to play
so
that
good.
Game.
Playing that with you was so good. So much fun.
You need to get your Xbox Series S and we can play some Left 4 Dead together.
That'd be good. That'd be a lot of fun. Bring back Brian and Paddy, yeah?
That'd be epic. Bring back Brian and Paddy. What could go wrong in this current climate?
You heard it here first, guys. And then we've got classic sort of like Outlast is a freaky game.
Yeah.
I've played like the beginning of that game so many times that it doesn't bother me anymore. But as a whole, like me and you got fairly far in it when we did the gaming marathon. We got, I don't know, like 2 or 3 hours in, didn't we?
I think so, yeah.
But again, it's that thing of, I think the fact that when it's dark, you're rolling light sources looking through the camera. And it's just that kind of slow panning and stuff, and just then having nowhere to hide, and it's,
You see, I think for the like Outlast let itself down for me with the fact like when you just get grabbed by people, it's just I found it more irritating than anything. Not scary.
I would agree.
It's like, oh, for fuck's sake, we've got to do all that again.
Yeah, I would agree. It gets to a point where you do it,
especially with the generators.
Oh, that bit is annoying.
Like, oh, for God's sake, you just want to get both, and they'll go turn one off.
Yeah,
it's like, oh my god.
It does lose the horror aspect of it. I think it's a good game.
Definitely.
But it loses that kind of scary sort of feel to it. Whereas that first opening bit, the first time you play it, is like, holy shit. And like there's jump scares and it's proper suspenseful. But yeah, you're right. It does kind of lose that after like an hour and a half of dicking about trying to hide in lockers and turn generators on.
Looking for bloody batteries.
Yeah, bloody batteries. Until Dawn is one of our favourites, I believe.
Until Dawn was a great game,
Yeah, absolutely love that game. So good. Such a...
one of the best horror films I've ever played.
Yes, absolutely. I would agree.
Essentially.
It is. And it's just that they did such a good job of, again, subverting expectations, that the first hour and a half, you just like, this is a bit boring. The characters are really annoying.
You think it's your typical... it's essentially what they said Cabin in the Woods was, but it wasn't. Have you ever seen that film?
I haven't. No.
Terrible.
Okay.
It had the trope of teenagers going to a cabin.
Right, okay.
Much like Until Dawn, and it just turned out teenagers in a cabin. Yeah.
Okay, right. That sounds really good.
There was like a little twist at the end, but it was like, oh, right, really? Okay.
Well, not going to watch that again.
Everybody was like, oh, it's such a monumental twist to it. Ooh. You know?
Yeah, okay. Oh, well, I probably won't watch that in a rush then.
We were disappointed.
No,
I wouldn't.
So
Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, poor Chris.
I know.
So yeah, it does. Yeah, you for the first hour and a half, you're literally like, is this it? I mean, is this literally what the characters are like? And it just does that thing of like pushing it down your throat about the butterfly effect thing, and you're like, oh, right, okay, fair enough. And then it just suddenly flicks like that, and it's like, oh my god. And it just gets into connecting. It. Everything starts connecting. The characters start coming out of the shit, apart from one. Fucking Emily.
Fuck you, Emily.
The worst character ever known in video games.
Just a bitch through and through.
Oh, she really is. But yeah, it's so good, and there's just twists and turns throughout all of it, and literally by the end of it, you just, well, as you go, and you're just wanting to keep this group of essentially kids alive.
Yeah.
And there's a proper twist halfway. Well, no, yeah, about halfway through, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it's like
great.
what you
That
think
was
is
really
one
good.
thing turns out to be another. So yeah, Until Dawn is fantastic. I love that game.
Highly recommend that game.
Definitely. I had a lot of fun with Paranormal Activity VR.
Oh.
That was good. I did 2 videos worth of that for YouTube.
Fuck that for a slice of cabbage.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you'd enjoy that or not.
No.
But I would happily play that again.
Horror
yeah.
and VR.
Horror
for
VR
me
games.
went that in
Oh,
well.
so good.
I mean, I'd imagine it would do the desired effect of being scared, but it's not for me.
It's not for you. It's not for you. Yeah, there's so many messed up things in that game, and it's just, yeah, very good. So I want to kind of play more things like that, and even just complete that, which I just haven't had the time to do, unfortunately. But yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Cool. What about the demo for PT, the game that was never released?
Very
no,
good
it was
point.
a Silent Hill game, wasn't it?
Oh, I did write that down. Yeah, so it was meant to be, new
It
Silent
was
Hill game.
Playable teaser?
Playable teaser,
Yeah.
PT. So yeah, it was.
That shit was bad. In a good way.
Yes, it was. So many different feelings. Like at the time and everything, I was obviously so gutted, as many other people were, that it didn't get made into a full game. But looking back on it from now, seeing what Hideo Kojima has gone on to do with Guillermo del Toro,
It's funny how that PT went to
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding, yeah, very weird.
It was just like, oh, okay, is this actually what that game would have ended up being? But it was actually, yeah, it was pretty scary. It was pretty
Definitely
messed
scary.
up. It was a lot of fun.
Please, for the love of God, continue with the Hunger Games.
Hunger Games. So we'll go back to
It's
Hunger
driving me
Games.
crazy, yeah. I need to know what happens.
Okay, right. Bear
Shall
with
we
me
have
one
like
second.
a Lost style recap?
A Lost Style real cap. Oh my god, I can't speak. I like Fred. Right, where have we? So we've already lost Ring Girl, Michael Myers, Warren the Wendigo, Sam, Alien, Jason, Reagan, and Frankenstein's monster.
Dang.
So we are on to day 2. Wait, hang on. Yes, no, we're on to day 2, aren't we?
Day 2. We
Okay,
had the night
day
of
2.
day 1.
Yeah, so we'll go on a little bit with this one, and then we'll, yeah. So, Leatherface steals from Zack the Zombie while he isn't looking.
Yes, go on, Leatherface.
Chucky chases Annie Wilkes. That in itself is...
Is that it?
Yep, that's it. Just chases Annie Wilkes. Dracula constructs a shack, so he's done the same as Billy the Puppet.
Okay.
Oh,
Jaguars.
Jeffrey Dahmer repeatedly stabs Norman Bates to death with a sace. Is it sace?
Dang.
Sace? Sace?
Size.
S-A-I-S. Is that like the...
S-A-I-S.
Is that like the short scythe thing? Like the long blade?
I think so, yeah.
Maybe. I'm not sure. Never seen that
Maybe.
word written down before.
Is that what the Dothraki use in Game of Thrones?
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, possibly.
I think so.
So,
Could be completely wrong.
I feel like that's what it is.
Could be a potato peeler,
Could be a potato peeler.
for all we know.
And he's been stabbed with it. Not even peeling them. Just stab them with it. Oh, God.
Well, it'd take a long time, Chris.
It would take a long time. That's a good point. Okay. Where are we? Pinhead begs for Hannibal to kill her. He refuses, keeping Pinhead alive. Wait, her?
Damn.
Pinhead begs for Hannibal to kill him. He refuses, keeping Pinhead alive. I'm having to change words in this.
Okay.
Dean begs for Ted Bundy to kill her. He reluctantly obliges, killing Dean. Dean's dead.
No.
Dean's gone.
It would be a beautiful woman, to be fair.
It would be a beautiful woman. Billy the Puppet receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. That seems dangerous.
Oh, Billy's on one.
Billy's on one.
That's going to be some some house deterrent.
Absolutely. Pennywise constructs a shack. So we've got 3 shacks on the go now. Predator practices his archery. And Freddy
his
Krueger
laces.
has constructed a shack.
Okay, so day 2 turned into Minecraft.
It is Minecraft Day in Hunger Games.
Minecraft with a eensy bit of murder.
It's a bit of murder.
Eensy bit of murder.
So, 3 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Today we have lost Wendy the Werewolf, Norman Bates, and Dean. On to night 2. Oh, for God's
This is
sake.
brilliant. I love this.
On to night 2. Dracula dies from thirst.
Stupid idiot Dracula. You should drink blood to survive.
Brilliant. Hannibal spays Pennywise in the abdomen.
Oof.
Ted Bundy sets up camp for the night.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, they're at it again. Chucky, Pinhead, Annie Wilkes, and Freddy tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Oh, I feel like this is very apt. Jeffrey Dahmer questions his sanity. I would. Leatherface receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor.
Just go on, Leatherface.
Zack the Zombie lets Billy the Puppet into his shelter. Oh, might be getting things on there.
Shit, that's a dangerous power combo.
It is, isn't it?
That's
Zack
an
the Zombie
ultra
could
shock.
just launch Billy at people.
Have a puppet.
Have a puppet. And finally, Predator cooks his food before putting his fire out.
Oh, dear.
Dearie me. So, on to day 3. Pinhead steals from Zack the Zombie while he isn't looking.
Cheeky.
Predator camouflages himself in the bushes.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory.
It is. Chucky overhears Leatherface and Ted Bundy talking in the distance.
Oh, Leatherface, no, that's not a partnership you want.
Meanwhile, Freddy Krueger's picking flowers.
I mean, he'd be good at like snipping them off, wouldn't he? Like,
That's true, yeah, just... boop.
yeah,
Billy the Puppet runs away from Hannibal.
cycles.
I wouldn't have thought Hannibal would have been interested in Billy, to be honest. It's not much to eat, is there?
No, he's not a real boy.
He's not a real boy. Annie Wilkes sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides not to investigate.
Oh, wait, who was building a fire? I can't remember who that was. Can't remember.
Predator was cooking food and put the fire out. Dracula was. Dracula
Dracula.
started a fire.
Okay, so he basically dehydrated himself by.
Making it
Too
too
hot
warm.
of a
Yeah.
fire.
He's a fucking idiot.
So maybe the smoke was actually his dust, just like.
Maybe it was. Oh,
know.
God. Yeah, maybe it was, actually. That's a good point. And Jeffrey Dahmer discovers a cave.
A cave.
A cave.
Nice.
2 cannon
useful.
shots can be heard in the distance. Today we have lost Dracula and Pennywise.
R.I.P. man.
R.I.P. So, night 3. Zack the Zombie lets Leatherface into his shelter. What's that?
Yeah, you see, that's the combo. That's the power.
That's
play
what you
right
want.
there. He's making moves.
Zack the Zombie is letting a lot of people into his shelter. He's already let Billy the Puppet in, and now he's letting Leatherface in.
Oh shit! Yeah, but didn't
Yeah.
Billy cycle away?
Billy ended up running away from Hannibal, or cycling away from Hannibal.
Yeah.
Oh,
Does that mean Hannibal's
Wow.
at the shack?
well, this is a change of events now. Billy the Puppet and Hannibal run into each other and decide to truce for the night.
Oh shit!
Ted Bundy tends to his wounds. Ironically, Freddy Krueger stays awake all night. He's not going in anyone's dreams tonight, everyone. Predator starts a fire.
Oh my god, is that it again?
Yep. And Chucky, Annie Wilkes, and Pinhead discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. And Jeffrey Dahmer stays awake all night. How many? Hang on. How many more of these have I got to go? 1, 2, 3, 4.
That what he does, is this? Day
Right. Okay.
32.
There's actually quite a few. So I'm gonna do one more day, and then we can come back to like the finale after that.
Okay.
So day 4. Freddy practices his archery. Jeffrey Dahmer receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Ted Bundy, Zack the Zombie, and Predator hunt for other tributes.
Ooh.
Pinhead defeats Hannibal in a fight, but spares his life.
Oh my god, just kill each other already.
Oh god, another one. Annie Wilkes defeats Billy the Puppet in a fight, but spares his life.
What's wrong with these people?
Chucky constructs a shack.
Fucking now Chucky's in on
I know. Shack, bloody Minecraft building. And Leatherface receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor.
That's 2 lots of medical supplies he's had.
He's had a lot of medical supplies. No cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Everyone has survived through day 4. Night 4. Predator strangles Annie Wilkes with a rope.
Fucking hell. About time.
Jeffrey Dahmer receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Ain't that 2 hatchets? That's 2 hatchets.
What hatchets?
That
She's
is a
getting
lot of
real.
hatchets. I know. Hannibal and Ted Bundy sleep in shifts. Billy the Puppet begs.
Okay.
Billy the Puppet begs for Freddy Krueger to kill him. He refuses, keeping Billy the Puppet alive.
Oh my god.
Pinhead.
These guys are all such pussies.
I know. Pinhead tends to Leatherface's wounds.
Chucky.
Chucky.
Why has Leatherface got wounds? He's got 2 lots of medical supplies.
That's what. Unless he's got his supplies with him, but he's so wounded.
Maybe it was on
he
his
can't.
back.
Oh, it could have been
He
on his
couldn't
back.
reach.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
Chucky stays awake all night. And Zack the Zombie loses sight of where he is.
His eyes have fallen out.
His eyes have fallen out. There we go.
Yeah.
So we'll resume from day 5.
Beautiful.
There we go.
Very good, sir.
Have you got
That is good.
anything
I like
to...
it.
It is good, isn't it?
It's very good. Very good. No, I think I have said my piece.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, then, I have a question for you, sir.
Okay.
If you could be Jigsaw from the Saw movies for a day, who would you choose to torment, and what would their trap be?
I mean, does their torment have to result in death or injury? Or can it just be
It doesn't have to.
completely psychological?
It doesn't necessarily have to.
Then I would pick our good friend Charlie
Okay.
to torment.
Right.
I would put him in a room that's not quite square.
Oh.
You know, like one wall would be he'd just have slight of bit of an angle to it.
Yeah, and it just goes off like
Compared to the
that.
other 3 walls, yeah. But it would be lined with turtle shells.
Right.
And then, I'd get other things that are, just not quite right,
Okay.
that are out of his reach. And then I'd make him listen to Justin Bieber. 24 hours.
That sounds
I don't
so
want him in there
harsh.
24 hours, but I just want to see what that would do to Charlie.
Oh. I don't think that's going to end well for him. That is not going to end well for our Charlie babes.
I don't think it is.
I like it, though. I like it.
How about you? Who would you pick?
I went a bit more serious. I actually thought of someone who I really hate and want bad things to happen to. Priti Patel, member of our government in the UK.
Okay.
I'm sure you will have seen her. She's a horrible woman.
Probably.
I really hate her. Like, actually, thoroughly hate that woman. I think she's terrible.
Right.
She doesn't give a shit, really. When every interview she gives, she's always got a smirk on her face. And it's always when it's to do with, like, poor family. Is she Home Secretary or... I'm not sure.
Not sure.
But yeah, I do not like her. And she's been accused of, like, bullying in her, like, area of expertise and stuff.
Yeah.
And so,
Abusing power.
yeah, basically. So, I would place her in a room with her eyes open and force her to watch a film of families and people in distress.
Damn, you took it very serious.
I did. And
You took it very serious indeed.
every time she smirks, she has the swinging blade that goes down a notch every
God.
time. So each time she smirks, it goes down an extra notch.
Jesus.
So the only way that she can escape it is to say something nice. And I know she's not capable of that.
This sounds like a very deep-rooted hatred.
I don't like that woman. I'm convinced she's not actually a human being.
No.
But yeah, I think that would be quite a nice thing to... No, not a nice thing to happen. That would be a what's the word? A correct thing to happen. A
good...
suitable thing to happen.
Suitable, yeah.
Yes, it would be
Through
suitable.
karma.
Karma, yes, exactly. That is exactly it.
A karma chameleon.
A karma chameleon. Okay, so I do have something else that I have got sorted here. Where is it? I thought I would just have a look at the most haunted buildings in the UK.
Do go on, sir.
So we've got. So I've got two. So I've got 10 of the most haunted buildings in Yorkshire, and I think I've got 10 of the most haunted buildings in the world, possibly, or maybe it's just the UK.
Damn.
So in York, we've got the Treasurer's House. So the Treasurer's House at York Minster is a National Trust museum and Grade
I was
1
going to say,
building.
is that at the York Minster?
Yes, it is. So it's down the... If you walk down to the right of the Minster, there's like a row of really old-looking houses kind of next to it, I think. I think it's one of those houses.
I know what you mean.
So, blah, 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 blah. In 1953, Harry Martindale, who was an 18-year-old plumbing apprentice, was fixing a pipe in the cellar when he heard a musical sound. It grew closer and closer until he looked down and saw 9 or 10 pairs of Roman soldiers marching with trumpets past the bottom of his ladder.
Jesus.
You can see if they still march for yourself as they run tours in the basement to this day. I'm guessing no one has seen them, or else we would probably have heard of it, but that's a bit weird, isn't it?
That's actually reminded me of something that Meg's grandma, who's no longer with us, she told us about a time when she was at her caravan. They used to have a caravan over at Gargrave.
All right.
Which is out past Skipton, if you know this area at all.
Yeah.
Used to have a caravan there, and the back window used to look onto a field.
Okay.
She swore that one night she could see, I don't know if it was one night or if it was multiple occurrences, a group of miners walking all in the field.
Oh,
with
wow.
pickaxes and all the other stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
That'd freak me out.
That's weird.
I wouldn't like that.
I just remembered that.
Yeah, there's something about that
that
that's pretty creepy, isn't it? Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay, Bolton Abbey, which I believe didn't you go to recently? Bolton Abbey.
Bolton Abbey, no, I've been for a few years now. I don't think.
Must be somewhere similar that you went to.
Kirkstall Abbey.
Oh, you did. Of course you did. Yeah, that's the difference.
Sorry, you're in it. Jesus.
Am I boring you, sir? So Bolton Abbey is one of the only surviving examples of an Augustinian monastery in the UK. The destruction hasn't stopped it from being one of the most haunted buildings in Yorkshire, and it's said that the existing structures are haunted by the ghost of a monk who died just before the dissolution, and his soul has never been able to rest. He's been named the Black Canon thanks to his dark cassock, cloak, and hat. So he wears a hat. All the good people wear hats.
Very true.
And you can even hear his footsteps wandering around the rectory.
Sorry?
The rectory.
Okay.
I think I should. I feel like I know what a rectory is, but I'm not 100% confident in my own ability there.
Speak to your GP.
Yeah. I'm just going to kind of go through these quickly. So we've got the Midland Hotel in Bradford. Built in 1890. I mean, to look at it, it looks creepy anyway. The Midland Hotel is a classic example of a Victorian railway hotel, but not everyone gets a good night's sleep here. Dracula author Bram Stoker visited Bradford to see his friend Sir Henry Irving perform at the Theatre Royal, only for Irving to collapse during the show. He was rushed to the lobby of the hotel where he died, and it's his apparition that has been spotted in a smoky haze in the room he slept in the night before his final performance.
Whoa.
I didn't know that.
That's weird.
That's new. That's
crazy.
News to me. Interesting. Fountains Abbey and Hall, out near Ripon. Fountains Abbey is one of the more popular attractions in Yorkshire.
Oh, we went there recently.
I think that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that must be what it is.
Did you see anything spooky whilst you were there?
No.
No. A ruined
Molly liked
Cistercian.
it.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm glad you were interrupting me there because I could not say that word. So, blah 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 blah. There have been reports of
hang on. Go back to that word.
it's a ruined Cistercian. Cistercian.
Cistercian?
Cistercian. It's a thing. Okay, it's a monastery. There have been reports of a ghostly choir chanting in the chapel of 9 altars, and an Elizabethan man emerging from the panelling in Fountains Hall. The spirit of the
That's weird.
daughter of Sir Stephen Proctor, who built Fountains Hall in the 16th century, is also believed to roam the halls as well. Did you hear any
Jesus.
chanting whilst you were there?
I did not.
That'd
but
freak me out.
I'm never going back.
No, I don't think I would. The thought of chanting, I don't like that. Back to Bradford again. A lot of hauntings in Bradford. We've got Bollin Hall. Built in the 14th century, Bollin Hall is one of the oldest buildings in Bradford. It's now a museum and education centre, but it was a home for over 500 years. And there have been reports of at least 20 ghosts in that time. The earliest dating back to the 1600s. I wouldn't have thought there'd have been people reported ghosts back in that time.
No.
From the White Lady floating in a period dress, really, to the incessant sound of a baby crying around the hallways.
It's a red dress.
It is. It's not the White Lady anymore.
Trust me, I know.
In a spine-chilling experience, but the spookiest tale has to be of the man in long coat-tails standing by the fireplace in the blue room. A lot of colours included in all of that.
Red was the standout one for me.
It was, definitely. It usually does, doesn't it? Let's have a look. What else have we got? Final one. The Fleece Inn in Elland in West Yorkshire. Most Haunted, the show, named The Fleece Inn in Elland the most haunted pub in Britain. And there are loads of incredibly chilling tales from this 400-year-old watering hole. There have been reports of murders, secret tunnels, and headless horsemen at the pub. That's a weird list.
That is, yeah.
Murders, secret tunnels, and headless horsemen. But its current landlords have their own tales of poltergeists. From glasses falling off shelves to shadowy figures moving between rooms, it's not for the faint-hearted, whether you have had a pint or not.
You just wouldn't, would you?
I wouldn't.
If you just would not take over that pub.
No, it's not happening.
You always say it during a film, you just wouldn't. You wouldn't do it, but then I guess people just think, well, sad it.
I know.
People like us think, well, it's not real. But then, yeah.
It's not real, but ask me to spend a night in that pub on my own.
Yeah, exactly.
If there was a big group of people, maybe. Spend it there on my own, not a chance. Not happening.
Not a chance.
I would not sleep.
Even with only a few people, no way.
No, it would depend how it would all be set out. Because I've always said that I would do something like that. You can have these experiences where there's a big group of you staying in what's the place in Leeds? Is it the Armley Mills? Yeah. You could do it there, and I think there's some things at Thackeray Medical Museum as well. But yeah, if it only ended up being a few of you doing it, and you were in a room on your own, then fuck that shit. No. I'm out.
Screw that.
There we go. So yeah, that's just a few
cool.
spooky things round the Yorkshire area.
I will make sure I never ever go to those places.
No, never going to Bolton's Abbey. Hey, who's that Abbey belong to? Well, that's Bolton's Abbey.
Coughing.
Wheezing.
I've got the Rona.
Oh no.
Nice Pokemon reference.
Yay.
That was sweet. Come on, let's finish off this Hunger Games.
Okay, so where were we?
I need to know if Leatherface makes it.
So were we starting again on day 5, was it?
I think it was.
Yeah. Day 5, that's it, yeah. So, Pinhead and Zack the Zombie hunt for other tributes. Ted Bundy attacks Leatherface,
Oh no.
but he manages to escape.
Yes.
Chucky
Yes.
receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Predator explores the arena.
Everybody, he needs water.
Yes. Freddy, Billy the Puppet, Hannibal, and Jeffrey Dahmer hunt for other tributes.
Oh.
One cannon shot can be heard in the distance. Today we lost Annie Wilkes. Because she was strangled the night before.
Yep. By Predator, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, night 5. Jeffrey Dahmer receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Freddy Krueger starts a fire. Zack the Zombie goes to sleep.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Hannibal and Predator talk about the tribute still alive. Leatherface sees a fire but stays hidden. Pinhead sets up camp for the night. Ted Bundy attempts
Must be
to...
Pinhead's camp.
It must be. Ted Bundy attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful.
Shit bastard.
Billy the Puppet sees a fire but stays hidden.
Oh, but whose fire did he see?
Oh, for God's sake. Chucky accidentally detonates a landmine while trying to arm it. So I assume he's dead now.
Oh no.
Okay. We have reached the feast. The cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs from the tribute's family. Ooh. Zack the Zombie ambushes Freddy Krueger and kills him.
Oh shit.
Oh my God.
The zombie's just
He's going for it. You just wait for this one. Hannibal decapitates Billy the Puppet with a sword.
holy shit.
This is tough going.
This is a big day.
Ted Bundy stuffs a bundle of dry clothing into a backpack before sprinting away.
Oh, fuck. No, don't.
Pinhead, Leatherface, and Jeffrey Dahmer get into a fight. Jeffrey Dahmer triumphantly kills them both.
Fucking Jeffrey.
Fucking Jeffrey. It was always going to be Jeffrey, wasn't it?
Of all the people.
Of all the people. Fuck's
So
sake.
many people.
Predator cannot handle the circumstances and commits suicide. Oh dear. I apologise for laughing
Fuck.
at that, but what?
Jesus.
Yes. Okay.
Of all the ways he could have gone.
I know. I
did
was
not
not
expect
expecting
that
that.
from Shit, it's anyone's game now. It's got to be Zombie. If Zombie... What's his name again? First name?
Zack the Zombie.
Zack the Zombie. If
I'm
Zack
kind
the
of-
Zombie don't win.
I'm feeling Zack's got this. So, day 6. Jeffrey Dahmer begs for Ted Bundy to kill him, but he refuses and keeps Jeffrey alive. Zack the Zombie receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor.
Oh, shit.
Hannibal practices his archery. So, 6 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Today we
Big
lost Chucky, Freddy Krueger, Billy the Puppet, Pinhead, Leatherface, and Predator. That was a big day indeed.
Maybe he used the trees.
Maybe. Probably did. Okay.
Oh, dear.
Night 6. Ted Bundy and Hannibal hold hands.
Oh, it's just taking a turn.
Jeffrey Dahmer loses sight of where he is. And Zack the Zombie climbs a tree to rest. Day 7. Hannibal receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor.
Shit.
Jeffrey Dahmer, Ted Bundy, and Zack the Zombie hunt for other tributes. I think they're unaware that there's only Hannibal left out of those.
Yeah. I was going to say.
Uh,
They can't count.
No cannon shots can be heard in the distance. No one has died today. Oh no. Jeffrey Dahmer, Hannibal, and Ted Bundy track down and kill Zack the Zombie.
Oh.
It was the only way it was going to
So
go.
they turned on him.
They turned on him. Jeffrey Dahmer, Hannibal,
Bastards.
and Ted Bundy all tracked down and killed Zack the Zombie. I feel that's the only way we're going to go.
I mean, it took 3 of them.
It did take 3 of them.
He never got to use his explosives.
It didn't. I wish he had done. That would have been fun.
Or his cleaver.
Or his cleaver.
Or his medical supplies.
Or everything that he had.
Oh.
Jeffrey Dahmer's still got 2 hatchets somewhere.
He does.
Day 8. Hannibal constructs a shack. And Ted Bundy stalks Jeffrey Dahmer. One cannon shot can be heard in the distance. Today we lost Zack the Zombie.
This is tense. This is anyone's.
Night 6. Hannibal receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Jeffrey Dahmer ambushes Ted Bundy and kills him.
Yes, I'm glad it wasn't Ted Bundy. It might as well be Jeffrey.
It might as well be Jeffrey Dahmer because,
I mean, if Jeffrey wins, then I can accept Leatherface's fate.
You can accept Jeffrey Dahmer, who killed many. I mean, but they both killed a lot of people. But
they're all bad people here.
We know the amount that Jeffrey Dahmer killed. We don't know the amount Ted Bundy killed.
True.
So we are left with Hannibal and Jeffrey Dahmer going in to day 9.
Oh shit.
Hannibal kills Jeffrey Dahmer for his supplies. 2 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Today we lost Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer, meaning the winner is Hannibal from District 8. Hannibal Lecter is the winner of Horror Hunger Games 2020.
Let's all give it to Hannibal.
Well done. I mean, not in that way.
At least it was somebody fictional. I guess.
If we'd have come out saying Ted Bundy or Jeffrey Dahmer won that then.
Well done, Jeffrey Dahmer.
Proud of you, son. Proud of you. Oh, dear me.
Oh,
there we go.
Paul Leatherface never made it.
I know.
So none of us were right.
In fairness, he did okay, though. He got fairly far.
He did. I was disappointed with Zack the Zombie as well.
I was really rooting for Zack by the end of that.
Thought he'd be in the final 3, but never mind.
Never mind. He tried hard. He tried hard.
He did try hard.
He was the one that won the hearts of everyone.
Hearts and brains.
Hearts and brains.
Yep. Well, I think that's a good place anywhere to leave this podcast.
It is, absolutely. That has been very enjoyable, sir.
It's been great. Bit of Halloween fun, bit of a distraction for myself.
Yeah,
and,
definitely.
Hopefully for everyone watching.
Yeah, I hope everyone's enjoyed that. It's been a hell of a lot of fun.
All listening.
Spookums. All listening, exactly. So yeah, happy Halloween to everyone. I hope that's been something a little bit more enjoyable for everyone.
Happy Halloween.
So that brings an end to another episode of the podcast. There will be an edited version of this episode uploaded to our own YouTube channel. Audio versions are available on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and various other places. And you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. The easiest way to find all that is to go to thewiseandjonespodcast.buzzsprout.com, and it has links to everything there. And if you want to see us live on Twitch, if you just follow twitch.tv/Jonesy90, and you will get a notification to say when we are going live. Mr. Wise, where can they find you on the socials?
Twitter at Future Law spelled with a 4. And that's it.
That's
and
it.
my carrier pigeon.
Carrier pigeon. Colin the carrier pigeon.
Yep, Colin.
And you can find me on Twitter at CJonesy90 and on Instagram at Siege90Jones. And again, I stream more regularly here on the Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/Jonesy90. I do that. Every now and then. It gets less and less.
You do that though, don't you?
I do that though. Dear me. Well, Mr. Wise, that's been a joy as ever, and thank you very much everyone that's joined in tonight and taken part in everything. Hope everyone stays well and sane during these shitty times. But until next time, take care. Dave.
Yeah, I was going to say, if anybody needs to reach out to us, please do so.
Yeah.
We're here to help.
Absolutely, definitely. All the links that we're just given there, we're available on all of those. So yeah, if anyone feels like they need to talk or whatever, then absolutely reach out and we'll be happy to have a chat with you.
Absolutely.
So it just leaves it for me to say it's a goodbye from Mr. Wise.
And it's a goodbye from Mr. Jones.
Take care, everyone, and we will see you all very soon. Bye.
Peace out, Leather Truckers. Leatherface for the win.
He lost. Get over it.